What's going on, everyone? And welcome to Botched Rolls. Before we start, we're gonna introduce ourselves as people, and then we are going to we have one minor announcement, and then we will jump right into it. So I am Josh. I will be your dungeon master for the evening. I've been playing for about 20 years. Started with my dad and my uncle when I was 10. So more than 20 years. I'm old now. I will pass it off to whoever wants to go next.
Hi, my name is Tim. I've been playing for about 3 years now, and I'm very excited to broadcast this game for you all to enjoy along with us. And we're here to have fun, so can't wait.
Hi, I'm Jake. I've been playing D&D with my college buddies since too long ago, and I am switching from being a forever DM to finally being a player, and I am so glad to go adventuring with everyone here.
Lucky.
I am also Jake, and yeah, Jake too, whatever. And I've been playing for about 3 years, mostly DMing, but I've always loved D&D, so I'm super excited to be part of this stream. Always want to do something like this.
My name's Anthony. I've been playing D&D on and off and other tabletop games for probably like 10 years, give or take. I got stuck DMing for a while, same as Jake won, so it's fantastic to finally be back into a game, and can't be more excited to actually stream it live, so let's go.
Go ahead, Kevin.
Yeah, I guess I can go. Hi, my name is Kevin. Some people here might know me as Alpac or Alpaxter. I've been playing for just about 5 years on and off DMing and playing, but this will be my first stream in general. Hope it goes great.
And I guess I'm bringing up the rear here. I'm Mickey. I'm a Sagittarius. I enjoy long walks on the beach. I brought my banana. So I'm ready to go. This is what every adventuring party needs.
Forgot the social security number.
Oh, yeah. And my credit card number begins with a 5.
Oh, so that's all of us. Jake, down below me, is going to make our one announcement, and then we're going to jump right into it.
All right. First, we want to give a thank you to Sword Coast Soundscapes. We'll be using that as our ambience for this stream, so if you like what you hear, then go check them out on YouTube. And I think various other platforms. Real cool letting us use it for our stream.
Awesome. So, tonight we will be adventuring through Talaria. This is a world of my own creation, which hopefully I will get to share with all of you eventually. About 10,000 years ago, there was a war between different factions of the gods. This war ravaged the land. There were a great many things lost when humanity was on the brink of extinction. As we begin this adventure, we're going to find some of those things that were lost. And these adventures will be playing a massive role in shaping the future of Talaria. And with that, we're going to jump right into it. Okay.
I'm so excited.
Here we go. Costo, you have recently slain the bandit pack that you were with, that you were pretending to be with.
They had it coming.
They definitely did have it coming. You are headed into, on your horse, headed up the road. Moving away from the last city you were in, Stormhaven, you see sparse woods on either side of you, a plain dirt road ahead. As you kind of trot along in no hurry to move forward, and also in no great haste to stay back, you can hear coming from behind a convoy. A caravan, horses and wagons.
Okay. I mean, can I just hear them, or can I see them? Is it a straight road?
You're starting to see them come kind of in the distance. You've heard them before you saw them as they kind of come up over the little hill behind you.
Okay. I like move over to the side, but keep moving forward.
Okay, the road's definitely wide enough that 2 carts could pass each other, so a horse and a cart, no issues there. Looking back,
Okay.
you can see 3 carts appearing to be mostly empty, a few people in them, some small bins and goods.
Do I recognize like any symbols on the carts, anything like that? Is it something I would recognize?
They're definitely merchants' carts.
Okay, just like regular merchants.
Yeah, you can
Okay.
see the symbol of the Merchants Guild, but it's general trading.
Okay. I slow down a little bit and let them catch up.
Okay. Why don't you give a description of your character?
So Costo is an Aasimar. He, pale skin, almost elfish, like human, but like weirdly pretty for a dude. Pretty long hair. Think kind of like Geralt from Witcher, like long hair, and it is white with like bluish hues to it, like from that like the celestial touch. Pretty tall, 6'4", just a big guy, strong athletic build. He's been a fighter and working in combat and training his entire life. So athletic build. He has splinter mail on, a hood that he just pulls up and over, sometimes shield with some symbols on it, and then it's just a normal horse that he's riding right now. But just your basic, when you think of your basic run of the mill paladin armor, that's what he's rocking. He's just really tall and really athletic.
Okay, sitting kind of the anomaly in one of the carts, you see Cypher. I'll go ahead and let you describe your character.
Okay, then. Well, I'm a human male in what appears to be my early adulthood, with a light tan and dark moppy hair swooped to the side. I would stand at around 6'1" and have an athletic build, but nothing too bulky. You notice I wear dark clothing with baggy pants and a worn brown coat. Starting from my left shoulder and everything past my knees, my limbs are covered in parts of metal armor. On my side, my left side, I have 2 swords sheathed. Perhaps my most defining feature is the intense glare that constantly rests on my face.
So I recognize him. Like I see him to start.
He's the anomaly. While most people are wearing plain,
Just merchant clothes.
traveling clothes, nothing fine, but nothing ragged. These are nice, regular, common clothes. You notice him in the back, kind of the anomaly there.
Gotcha. So is the caravan's caught up at this point?
Yeah, it's beside you.
Okay.
They're
Okay,
using dual horses to pull, so they're
moving right along.
yeah.
Yeah, I pick my speed up a little. I let them pass, and I just kind of like follow behind at their speed. Give it 50 yards or so.
Okay. This is early morning, so the sun has not yet crested up over the hill. But you can see, or over the mountains in front of you, but you can see the first rays kind of poking out over top of the mountains. So you can gather, if the mountains were there, the sun would have risen already, but the mountains kind of block that whole section off, both of you.
Gotcha. Yeah, I definitely I take notice of him, which is why I'm speeding up, because it's just like, for it, I want to. It's odd that there's someone like that, I think, with the merchants. So I don't know if they're in trouble or something along those lines. I'm just keeping up. So I just, in case.
As you continue to follow the convoy, you can see as the hill starts to gradually incline. Probably a mile off in the distance, you can see the lights from a very small town at the foot of the mountains. You figure you'll be there in about a half an hour or so.
Got it. Yeah, no, I just keep pace with the caravan until I'm just following them all the way to the town.
Okay, Cypher, what are you doing while all this is going on?
Well, I'm mostly looking forward, but I suppose it's a bit odd that someone's following along with us. I will peek from the side of the caravan, glance towards them, and give them a slight nod. Just checking in.
That's if you like look out and nod, I acknowledge.
Okay.
I give you another nod as well. I mean, I'm clad in armor, so it's one of those things where it's like, if I see a caravan, I'd usually, keep an eye on it if we're going the same way.
Tullen, you having been in the woods, searching around, doing your druidic type things, your nature type things, you having come from the woodline, begin to notice this caravan and this paladin heading up the road. You can definitely hear them before you can see them, but as you kind of make your way through the wooded area, you get a definite view of them.
Okay, well, I'm definitely just moving up to try to get a little closer to the people.
Now, as you get closer, you can see, recognizing the Merchant's Guild symbol on the side of the cart and the general nice garb that the caravan leaders are wearing. You have seen people like this pass through your town before. You don't recognize anyone immediately from this caravan, but standing out to you are the paladin trailing behind, and the rather tall man riding in the cart, as though he kind of hitched a ride along.
Well, those look like interesting people to tell them, so he's just gonna start like picking up his face with his short legs and just creep up behind him as much as possible, as a caravan is a little bit in the distance there.
You can make enough of a headway to come out of the woods about the same place as the head of the caravan. Right. If you would so like.
Yeah, I'd like to just head it off so that I meet up with the back of it, essentially, because I don't really care about the merchants if I don't know them. Right.
Yeah. You kind of can pull your way out as you're beginning to catch up to the city, probably a half an hour. The caravan is moving slowly enough that you can, if you hurry, you can keep pace with your little legs. Describe your character, by the way.
All right, so Tullen here, sitting at a staggering 3 foot 2 inches. He it's above average for a halfling. I'll let you know. He's got a just big mess of bright blonde hair, just like sitting haphazardly on his head. In some traveler's clothes, got a scarf around his neck, just loose cloak and baggy clothing. He's got a bit of a deceptively, stands out from the rest of his outfit. He's got a nice silver chain that slightly is shown, just barely beneath his scarf. But other than that, his most striking features are just like bright golden eyes with sort of druidic gold-tinted tattoos across his body and mostly his face. He does have a scimitar hanging at his side, but you don't really know how he'd use it.
Costo, is Tullen makes his way out of the woods. You can see him kind of pop out behind you, and see him pick up the pace.
Is he coming out behind the like? Because I'm trailing the caravan, so like, do I see him poke out of the woods looking at the caravan?
He can see you as trailing behind the caravan. There's enough distance. He pops out shortly ahead of you, and as he kind of hurries along, he trails behind you as he hurries with his little legs.
I was gonna say I would 100% offer him a ride on the back of my horse. He's like 3 foot nothing. I see you come out of the woods, 3'2". My apologies. I see him pop out of the back of the woods, and I just like slow my horse down and turn around. Hello, little one.
Well, hey there. Can I get a ride? I've been walking for a really long time.
Are you headed? Sorry, what's the name of the town again?
Pudmit.
Pudmit. Are you headed to Pudmit?
Sure, yeah.
Well, then hop on. Following the caravan. Don't know.
Gotta get a boost. I'm just, can't really. I'd have to climb, and that's kind of awkward in front of other people.
I hold down my Morning Star for you to grab onto the tip of it, and then just pull you onto the back of the horse.
Just grab on.
Make a strength check to pick him up.
First roll.
On it. First roll. Just like a straight. You just want a straight strength roll.
Straight strength roll.
That is going to be a 16.
Oh yeah, more than capable of kind of hooking on the. I mean, Tolan, you grab a hold of taking mind of the pointy parts. You grab a hold, and he very easily lifts you and just kind of sets you down behind him. And you guys pick the pace up enough to catch back up to the caravan. Not so close that you're part of it, but behind it, trailing. As you continue on, the first of the sun begins to peek from behind the mountains, and you round the bend into Pudmit. As you take note of the town, the only things of any exception are the rather large tavern to your right when you pull in. So a large tavern / you can tell that it's an inn on the on the upper floors, but it's the largest building by far in the town. The town's laid out almost with a large circle in the middle. On the far end, the other thing of exception you note is a large smithing station for melting ore into ingots. This is way too large to be manned by one person. You gather at least 4 would be working here. Along the left side, as you come in, staged with the horses attached at this point, are a line of wagons. Uncovered. You can see people starting to come out of their homes, dressed in dirty, what appear to be miners' clothes, kind of milling around, headed in the direction of the wagons. And you can notice that most of this town is headed in that direction. Close to all of the town, you see at the head, standing on a barrel, a short, female dwarf. Yes, she's yelling orders at the people that are getting the wagons ready. With that, we're going to head into the tavern, where Leonard, you are waking in your room. Describe your character first.
Well, let's see here. Leonard, how do we describe Leonard? 2 things people notice first about Leonard, outside of how handsome he is, are his smoldering lavender eyes and the streak of white hair that are his bangs. He stands at a comfortable 5'11" with a slender build. He has a relaxed, easy smile, and he gives generously to everyone he meets. He's dressed in a bold violet double-breasted coat with gold trim that fits him rather well. You will notice his gracefully long, tapered fingers gently holding a violin by its neck. Call it what it is. He looks like a K-pop star with a violin.
So, as you wake in your room for the second night, comfortable bed, very humble inside. You have the dresser to your immediate left. Next to it, the stool with the wash basin and the lantern, which is barely flickering. It probably needs refilled at this point. You can hear people milling around downstairs. People coming in, probably grabbing a bite to eat before they head out. What would you like to do?
first thing in the morning, part of my usual routine, I just cast prestidigitation on my face, and then my hair just straightens out. No more bedhead. Shake out my jacket, my coat, and grab my violin and head on downstairs and give a wave to the tavern keep and earn a little breakfast. And I'll play a little tune for the people outside because they've kind of gotten used to me, I think.
As you head down, you notice on the table a very small, humble breakfast spread, some meats, some cheeses, some breads. This is far from the meal you had the night before, but it's good food. Tamara, the barkeep, short, heavy-set woman, red hair, freckles, working behind the bar, cleaning glasses, occasionally setting a mug of probably water on the bar for people that look a little more ragged than others. You can also see Tommen, the dwarf, heading out, popping in and out of what appears to be where the kitchen would be. You make your way outside. You can hear the people gathering, and you play a short tune on your viol or violin. People are starting to not expect, but accept you into the town as part of being there.
I'll call out to them. Hi ho! Hi ho! Hi ho! Off to mines you go!
The three of you that are outside definitely notice Leonard outside. Before we get to that, though, Jaeger, you are in your room, just coming out of your period of stasis. You hear Leonard's room door close behind him and hear him head down the stairs. Would you like to start with describing your character, though?
So, my character is a warforged who stands about 5'9" or so, with a very slender build, quite small in silhouette. Now, the metal of his body, wherever it is, like mostly on the head and chest, is splotched with a pattern of oxidized copper. So you have these kind of like turquoise green patches throughout the metal. And like the wood of his body that makes up most of the joints and like the abdomen is kind of like this darkened, kind of like stained wood color. And then the one noticeable feature about his body is that his right eye is protrudes just a little bit past where the rest of his face ends, in kind of like this telescopic eye that adjusts with his focus. And so, having seen that bard and their antics from the previous night when I arrived here, I'll listen for him to leave. And is there a window in my room?
There's a small window, enough for you could get up on the stool and peek out.
Yeah, I'll just want to step up on a stool to get out that window and not only like trace this bard as he goes out and begins to do whatever bards do. I want to keep my eye on where the rest of the people in town are and just try to take in as much as I can, in case there is someone that I don't like the look of.
Roll me a perception check.
Gotcha. Okay, so that will be a dirty 20.
Okay.
Solid.
So as you look out over the town center, let's call it, you can see the wagons begin to line up, and you see the people coming out of their homes. Dirty clothes, I shouldn't say dirty clothes, but worn clothes, ragged clothes, stained. A lot of them are stained. You can see Leonard make his way outside and singing, and people acknowledging and kind of like waving or giving a curt nod to him. And coming up from the front of the town, you begin to see the front of of a caravan. You can see some people dressed in nice common clothes, nothing like the people you had seen before, but these are definitely nice. Well, they're a step above what you're seeing in town, for sure. You are noticing as you see the caravan come in. You notice it on take note of Cypher's character as being the only standout in the caravan itself, but coming up behind it, you see Costo and Tullen riding the horse together.
Okay. I will begin to deconstruct the barricade that I made at the door of my room, and don my tattered brown poncho with my loaded crossbow hidden underneath it, and begin to make my way outside of the tavern.
Okay. So is this a full-size crossbow or are you using a hand crossbow?
This is a full-size crossbow.
Okay, so as you make your way, are you just headed downstairs then? Or are you going to head out into the town?
I move in a way that you could definitely describe as meticulous and careful. Like constantly scanning the room for wandering eyes, people with strange movements, always keeping a notice on exits. And I will just slowly make my way towards whatever this caravan is.
Okay. As you make your way out of the out and into the population, we'll say, as you're headed out, people are coming in. They don't pay much more mind to you than they would anyone else. The occasional guy almost bumps into you, looking pretty ragged. Eyes a little, some of them seem a little cross-eyed from the night before. You easily make your way out, though. People don't impair you in any way. But you do notice people don't pay much mind to you other than, acknowledging your presence. There's no exceptional, what's the word I want to use here? Attention put towards you.
Good.
All right. Kias, would you like to describe your character?
Yes, I would love to. So this is definitely way earlier than Kias would ever want to wake up, and I'm assuming was awoken by the hi ho, like this.
Yes.
Like a rooster.
Like a rooster crow, but like worse somehow.
And it just so happened that he was right under your window.
Yeah. So he would be completely naked because he was just fast asleep, and that's how he sleeps. So he would get up. He is fairly tall, not 6'4" or whatever Costa was, but tall individual, slender build, half elf male, looks mostly human, but very distinguishable elf ears, tan skin. As he slowly starts getting dressed, he would have kind of dark green pants, like brown leather armor, leather bracers, things like that, to match. And then a very fine, long dark green coat that he kind of puts on, really much nicer than anything else he's wearing. He would also probably prestidigitate his hair, but it still looks bedhead, but like he did it on purpose. So it's like that purposely styled bedhead. And last thing is he would have a very nice cane. Not that he needs it. It's more of a fashion accessory than anything else that he would kind of grab and he would head downstairs, rudely awaken, and probably see the spread. Is there bacon or ham or something like that?
Some form of that.
Yeah, he would definitely grab some of that and go outside to see what the hell just woke him up with that, like, off to work we go song.
Kias, as you open the door, you're almost barreled over by a dwarf running in. As he almost takes you off your feet. Oh, I'm sorry about that, lad. I got to get me morning ale or I'm shite at work. But you can make your way outside without much of an issue. Stepping outside, immediately to your right, you see Leonard, belting out a tune, playing on his violin. You see a small box of a few coins at his feet. Ahead of you, you see Jaeger kind of meticulously making his way through the crowd in the direction of the caravan. That at this point has come to a complete stop. And that's the kind of the image that greets you there in the morning. The sun is much brighter than you remember for this time of the day, mostly because you've seen it through heavy curtains.
Yes. Can I approach Leonard and maybe like in between song or during a low point? I'd just like to say, my friend, how much for you to start playing a little later tomorrow? Like an hour or two later.
But, and I turn around kind of surprised, looking at Keys, and I say, but the workers, they need their morning tune to jauntily go to work. How can they start their day without a little brevity in those dark minds?
But who likes to jauntily go to work? Like, no one likes work. Work is not jaunty.
I like my violin. I like to work. I like to do what I do. But I like to help everyone out with their predicaments. I take it you're not a morning person. I totally understand. I've had friends like that before. I'll keep that in mind. I'll keep it on the download.
I just the hi ho was much worse than rooster crowing. The roosters crow, whatever noise they make.
The roosters crow.
Leonard just kind of looks up and he's like, no accounting for taste sometimes. Very well, very well. Since you are a patron at the same lovely establishment that I'm staying at, to keep the peace, I'll hold back tomorrow morning.
I would put lovely in quotation marks.
It's all relative. There's a lot of care and love that went into running this establishment, and that stew last night, pretty good for, out in the middle of nowhere.
I will say the size of the ale that you can get here is amazing.
I'd say so. I agree.
I guess what they lack in quality, they make up for in quantity.
Well, I figure they need to get back their calories after working in those mines. That's probably what keeps this place so happily run.
I don't know if they look so happy.
They don't look upset. Some of them look hungover. A good portion of them look hungover.
Thanks to that.
Is hungover happy?
No.
Like,
no.
Rarely.
Like, but
Jaeger remembers those days.
they are, what's the word? They look like they are accustomed to being hungover. So this is not a once in a while hangover. This is a every morning hangover.
It's a ritualistic hangover.
Yes. You're noticing now that the glasses you thought would be full of water or milk at this time are also full of ale. And they are the size of your head.
Liquid breakfast.
Many more people partake of the liquid breakfast than the physical breakfast. So, Costo, you paying attention forward would have noticed as you round the corner into Pudmit, Leonard singing, belting out his tune, as well as the convoy comes to stop. Jaeger would take notice in amongst this crowd as definitely being out of place. Especially his mannerisms would be the thing that gave him away. Where most people are kind of either hungover, meandering through the crowd, or congregating into small groups of people talking. He's very slowly and meticulously moving, definitely with a purpose.
Gotcha. So, does it seem like can I tell that his attention is on the caravan as it's coming in?
You can't tell what his attention's on, but you can see his very meticulous movements going through the crowd.
I turn back on the horse to Tullen behind me, and I'm just like, it's been a while since I've seen a Warforged.
What's a Warforged?
That guy.
Tullen can't see any of this.
Can I pick him up on my shoulders?
He's looking into the middle of your back.
I've got a real nice view here.
Tullen you could stand though and kind of peek over his shoulder.
Yeah, I get into like a surfing pose.
Yeah.
Just like on the back of the saddle.
Just the one that's covered in like. Is that guy wearing armor on his face?
His face is armor.
Why the hell would you do that?
Well, I mean, otherwise he wouldn't have a face.
Oh.
Tullen has never seen a Warforged, and coming from this small village, doesn't have any idea what they are. He knows they exist, but he's never seen one to know that this is what that is.
Think his suit of armor that's a person.
That's weird. Wait,
Indeed.
second town I've been to, and already there's a walking around suit of armor.
Well, there's also a bard over there too. I haven't seen one of those in a while.
I had those in my village. They weren't very good, but seems like they're not that good here either. So a little bit of improvement, maybe.
Can we hear him singing yet? Are we close enough to actually hear?
You could hear him singing before you could see him completely. His song
That's where that
was
noise was coming from.
town-wide.
No accounting for taste.
You look over now, though, as the convoy has stopped. You can see him and Kias having a little bit of a discussion.
Gotcha. So if the convoy stopped, I like ride up alongside the convoy, and I like look at Cypher's character, and I just go, sorry for trailing the convoy, but bandits and all figured I would watch out as we got all the way to Pudman.
I had assumed you were an escort.
I was going the same direction. No real reason not to escort.
That's fair.
I just didn't want to walk the extra 500 feet.
That's about an hour's journey for you, yeah?
Well, maybe around then, 45 minutes.
Only at a quickened pace.
Depends. I mean, if I'm really in a hurry.
Would you like me to help you off the horse, or you got this?
You know what? I'll handle this part. Tolan just looks off to the side and looks down. Then he's just, you know what? Actually, just pick me up and just.
I just turn around on the horse and just grab him and just lower him to the ground and just let him go when he's 6 inches off.
Yeah, you can get him about a foot off, and then you have to drop him the rest of the way. Your armor prohibits you from laying down to set him on the ground.
Gotcha.
But he makes it safely to the ground. Looking through this crowd of people that surrounds you and is kind of mingling around you, you notice a pretty decent split between humans and dwarves. You see a half elf here and there, but this is primarily a human and dwarf settlement. You can see now that you're closer, the carts that are staged to leave the town have mining tools tucked into them and benches along the back, along both sides in the back side of it. The horses are well kept, but definitely not thoroughbreds. They are definitely work animals as well as being used for travel. Everything in this town seems more for utility rather than show. Save one house down towards the forge, but not right next to it, where it's been cleaned. The outside has been cleaned. The windows have curtains, like red curtains, draped so that you can see in, not just to block light out. Standing in front of that, you notice a tall, slender elf that is arguing with the dwarven woman that was up on the barrel before. You can see the elf keeps pressing his hands and rubbing his hands together, and every time she reaches out, he kind of like recoils, as though he's afraid to be touched.
Interesting.
He is in very fine clothes, a robe coming down that when he walks, he pulls up a few inches. You notice his boots are very nice leather, and he is, unlike everyone else in the town, completely spotless.
Have I made it to the caravan yet?
You're not like right on top of it, but you're close enough that you could interact with the people in it.
Okay. So do I get a sense like that Cypher is leading this this
No,
pack?
no. Cypher is kind of just chilling in the back of one of the carts. He hopped a ride with these guys.
Gotcha. Okay. Then I will approach the man sitting on the horse, and so you'll see this Warforged walk up to you wearing this brown poncho and kind of just like keeping his frame kind of small underneath it.
Make a deception check.
Deception check.
Well,
Okay.
a stealth check.
Stealth check. Okay.
One of those, whichever one's higher for you, stealth or deception.
I have advantage on deception checks, but it's
Roll
a
me
lower
a-
modifier.
Yeah, whichever one you want to roll.
They're not good. 10.
With advantage, that was with.
Yeah, I rolled an 8 and a 9
Oh, okay.
plus 1.
Okay. As you see this Warforged come up, you can see under the poncho that he is while not aggressively, you can definitely see there's a crossbow under there.
He's armed.
Yes, he is armed.
Yeah.
You can see Costo's Morningstar and shield. Very clearly. Although not in a threatening manner, but you can see them worn on his persons.
Right.
Yeah, just Morningstar at my side. I have my shield on my back.
Gotcha. So I'll walk up kind of within 5 feet of your horse and look up at you and
Just kind of hey, you leader of this pack?
What's with the crossbow? Is there a threat I should know about?
There's threats everywhere.
Well, I would agree with that. I don't know that Tullen counts, but yes.
and you see that even while Jaeger is talking to you, he's still keeping his eyes like shifting around, and every so often like the telescopic eye like adjusts focus as it recenters on you.
Are you the leader of this caravan?
Nope. Just decided to escort her the rest of the way here when I saw it. Gave my friend here a ride, and now I'm talking to the first Warforged I've seen in 10 years.
Yeah, we're friends now. You've handled me and everything. Quite.
Oh no,
A lot.
no! I'm like Costa personally huge fan of Tullen at the moment.
Hi, what's your name, by the way? I now that you've handled me, I think I owe that. For me alone.
Oh, I'm sorry. I just assumed that like that last like half mile we probably small talked, but no, no. The Costos is what I go by.
Oh, cool. I'm Tolan. I think might have already told you that, but get caught up in my thoughts. Looking around at, metal guy. Hello. Hi.
The eye shifts down. Hello.
Yeah, he's yeah.
Are you a part of this?
I joined recently. By that I just, I got lifted onto this horse about a, few minutes ago. Still acclimating.
That's unfortunate. I've been looking for proper travel companion.
I'm a travel companion.
Are you?
Well, where we're traveling?
Anywhere but here.
Well, I mean, let's at least see the town first. Well, I saw it.
I don't know about you two, but I'm getting some breakfast.
And at strange intervals, Jaeger just like kind of stops talking, scans the area, and kind of then refocuses back on you guys.
Very strange intervals.
Josh, I'd like to use an action to use Divine Sense.
Okay.
Well, I haven't been in this town. I just was approached by a dude with a crossbow. There's a lot going on in this tiny little town square, and
Okay.
I would definitely just check to see if anything weird's going on. Yeah, so I use my Divine Sense. I mean, am I getting anything at all?
That is.
Is it just pretty mundane?
The Hallow spell, Celestial Fiend, or Undead. That is not. Yeah, you're getting a pretty. You're not seeing anything really.
Okay.
You're getting the. Judging by the way, every once in a while somebody steals a glance at Jaeger, so you're getting the idea that he's not a staple around here. He's definitely new to town.
Okay.
They're not. The stairs aren't they have no animosity behind it. It's just like, oh, cool, that's awesome. The way little kids stare at my prosthetic leg, they're like, oh, that's crazy. And then they just go about their day or walk into bookshelves or whatever they do.
I imagine a kid looks at Jaeger and then his eye like, zzz, zzz, and this kid just like runs away.
Yeah. Kids would be like that. Adults are like, oh yeah, I haven't seen one of those in a while.
Gotcha, but I'm not getting any sense that there's anything particularly good or particularly evil around.
No, I mean,
All right.
generally getting a vibe from the group that you're in, or from the group around you. These are just common, hardworking people. What's the range on that? 60 feet.
It's only 60 feet. It's not huge.
Yeah, you're not getting anything other than
Okay.
you taking an action to kind of get that sense of people around you and sense of stuff. These are just common, hardworking people.
Gotcha. But yeah, so I mean, Tullen's off the horse. There's Warforged with a crossbow chilling right in front of me, and I'm just like, well, I don't know about you guys, but I'm gonna get some breakfast. So I dismount and walk the horse over to the giant inn that's like right there at the front, and my intention is to go in and get some breakfast. I just turn around, I look at Tullen, I'm like, you coming?
Of course. Tullen just adjusts all his things, moves his belt to the side with his massive looking scimitar compared to his body. He's just like, all right, they probably have some food here. It looks like all dirt, but I can eat that if I need to.
I look at Jaeger. Yeah, sorry.
I don't eat, but can I join you?
Sure, you can pretend.
I don't see why not.
Cypher, you are right there while they're having this little communal meeting. As you As they stop, though, the merchants kind of turn around and kind of inform you, this is as far as we go. So unless you want to ride back to Portsgard, this is your stop.
No, this is fine. Thank you.
No problem.
And as they're talking, would I actually have had time to do something in the meantime?
Oh yeah, I mean, as long as it took that whole conversation to happen.
Yeah. Seeing the nearby inn/tavern and hearing the music, I will just make my way through the crowd, keeping my head down, and then I will approach Leonard, who is currently playing the music. I'll stand in front of him.
As you approach, you see Leonard and Kies having this spirited conversation. Every once in a while, a dwarf will dip in between them and toss a coin into Leonard's box. But other than that, they're having a full blown conversation on the wake up times and what sounds should precede the wake up times.
I'm just saying, what if you start the morning with like a lullaby? You know, like
I could use a flute. I also have a bell. Maybe a little tinkle.
I toss him a gold coin. Give him
Wow, most generous of you, sir. Welcome to Pudmit. Are you here for breakfast? They've got a decent spread for breakfast, but I also highly recommend that you try out their stew in the evening.
stew. Noted. I'll nod, and hearing that there's breakfast, I'll enter the inn.
Entering the inn, you would notice a few tables, nothing fancy, a large bar, and behind the bar you see a door, occasionally opening and closing. You see a dwarf passing through, and it's definitely the kitchen. You see a few large kegs and casks behind the bar. The only thing of note are the tallest glasses of ale anyone has ever seen. These are like flagons about the size of a half-gallon of milk. And they are always full to the top.
That's a lot of ale, okay. Poking my head and glancing around, I will... You said there was one behind the counter, correct?
Yeah, there's a shorter, heavier set woman, red hair, freckles. She kind of greets you with a nod and then goes back to kind of getting everything ready for the day.
Okay. I will just approach the counter, taking a look around, just absorbing everything. And once I get there, I'll say, I was told there was breakfast here.
Oh, yes, you can see the spread. Take what you'd like. We do it every morning. We just ask that you leave enough for everyone.
Is there any payment involved?
No. If you're in town, you know, it's breakfast. It's not much, but it's something to eat at least.
Generous. Thank you. And
Ah,
I will...
of course.
All right. And I will go ahead and sit by the table and just take a few pieces here and there. Mainly bread, some meats, avoiding
Okay.
the cheese.
Lactose intolerance, gotcha. Yeah, it's nothing fancy, but it's good. Tastes like some venison. The breads are not old, but not made this morning. Probably made the night before.
All right. That'll do. Instead of taking drinks of ale, I'll reach for my water skin.
Okay.
Did he go in before or after us?
He would have, because he was doing that while you guys were meeting each other. He would have beat you guys in there.
Cool. I mean, I would go sit. I mean, he's the only person we recognize. Are you by yourself at the table?
Yes,
That you-
he would
that
be
you-
by himself. The other people would come in, grab a handful of food, and then head back out.
Gotcha. But yeah, I mean, I would go, grab one of the large things of ale and just sit at the same table.
As you're heading in, you notice people are starting to load into the carts. At a very not a rushed pace, but they're definitely doing this in an orderly fashion, getting ready to head out. Leonard and Kias, you see this small group of people heading into the inn. As they head in, you can catch the last of the people starting to board the cart. Leonard, you do take note of the elf and the smaller female dwarf. You can hear some curse words coming from her mouth, but you can't make out anything more than that. As she storms off to the head of the convoy getting ready to leave, the elf stops at the door and wipes his feet diligently before heading into his own home.
Interesting. I keep note of that. And did you say that the dwarf already headed off, or is she still standing there?
Yeah, she headed off to the front of the convoy. She's gathering as she goes. She's hurrying the last of the people into the carts, and they're definitely getting ready to pull out.
All right. I'm gonna take note of that and maybe follow that up a little bit later. I'm curious about it because that's my nature. And I head back into the tavern because all these interesting new people just showed up. I head over to the tavern mistress tomorrow, and I asked her kindly, we have all these interesting new guests here for your breakfast, and I was wondering, could I get perhaps an egg, a little bit of oil, and a pinch of salt, please?
Cooked egg or just a
Raw, please.
Sure. She reaches back and pulls out a bowl, like a small bowl, but like a bowl of what would be salt. She heads over and gets you some water, and kind of she looks around and she goes, Tolman, could you bring in an uncooked egg out for this gentleman? You hear "aye" from the kitchen as the door swings open, and Tolman, a dwarf, his hair is braided, his beard is also braided, kind of pulled back from in front of his face. He comes out with an egg. He says, you don't plan to throw this, do you?
Oh, absolutely not. Absolutely.
All right, we had some of that here before one time. I just making sure.
Not a problem. And then I kindly take the bowl and I crack the egg into it, and I pull a couple of sticks out from behind me and stick it between my fingers, and then I start whipping up the egg really, really fast. And then I snap my finger on my left-hand side, and mage hands appear, and it starts adding just a drop of oil here and there and a pinch of salt. I keep whipping it, and like magic, the eggs turn into mayonnaise. And I say, thank you. Perhaps a small knife, and I bring that over to the breakfast table, and I smatter it onto a sandwich with a slab of meat, and I hand it over to to that beefy-looking guy that just also came in, who seemed so kind of meager with his pickings for breakfast. So I'm like, here, buddy. And I slap it on the table. Have some of this.
Cypher, that would be yours.
I give him a hesitant look and say, thank you.
Most welcome.
Cypher, you have never had mayonnaise before, I'm just going to note.
Okay. And what did you put in this?
Oh, something I learned in school. It's just egg. It's just egg. A little pinch of salt and oil.
I look at it skeptically and I take a bite.
It's good.
Full blown poison.
It's delicious. Thank you.
Roll a con save. No, I'm just playing.
Check.
Okay.
That'd be the egg fault.
Salmonella.
Check.
Kias, what are you doing while this is happening?
So, painting the picture here, I would have seen an armored clad paladin followed by a warforge and a tiny halfling just walk in as a group, right?
Yeah.
And also Cypher.
Cypher went in first.
And then there was like a pause, and you see the paladin bring his horse up and kind of hitch it, and then one by one, him, the warforged, and the halfling kind of just snake their way in.
Okay, yeah, that's way too interesting for Kias to pass up. So he would follow that in and actually go sit down next to Jaeger. I'm guessing if Jaeger is sitting. I don't want to assume you sat.
Jaeger does sit next to Tolan and Costo. I don't know in what position you guys have sat down, but Jaeger sits to where his eyes can always be on the entrance.
Is it like a long, like rectangular table? Is it like a circular table that Cypher's sitting at? Because I go and plop down like right across from Cypher, basically.
So the table would be like pushed up against one wall, so you can sit facing away from the wall. To the opposite of the bar would be like the fireplace.
Okay.
The bar would be opposite of the door, so like when you walk in, the fireplace is on your immediate left, and the table would be pushed up against the wall on the far left.
Gotcha.
So you can't, Jaeger, you're sitting like either side straddle or like with your back to the table facing the door. The rest of it is like bar space.
There isn't like another side of the table.
It's pushed right up against the wall to make space so that there's enough open area.
Gotcha. Okay. Then I'll sit like side straddle and kind of keep an eye on people coming in and out.
Okay.
Yeah, I would make a beeline straight for you. So you would 100% see me. You would see me coming. I am not threatening in any way. And I would walk up and my middle friend, I have a very important question for you. You are all metal, but I'm wondering, I have lots of gushy bits. Do you have gushy bits on the inside?
Do you you just made like a poking motion. Are you trying to like touch him?
No, I poke me. I poke at
Okay.
me. I have gushy bits. I say, do you have gushy bits? I don't actually poke you.
I'm not exactly sure how to take that question.
I have not seen a lot. I have seen some Warforged in my time. I know of Warforged. You realize you are not a common sight around here, so it's not often that I get to ask questions of a Warforged. And
How many
question.
Warforged have you seen?
I'd say, I don't know, 4 or 5 in my lifetime.
Probably 4. We'll go with a hard 4.
You would be number 5. You are special.
Did any of them look anything like me specifically, or I haven't met other Warforges either. So listen, I only know about myself right now, okay? So,
Well, I mean, I wouldn't assume that all Warforges look alike. That's kind of racist, don't you think?
I am quite literally the last person you want to be asking to represent my people.
I was just wondering, I mean, if you specifically, do you have gushy bits on the inside?
I pull back the poncho a bit to expose my chest. And you can see like on the left breast is this insignia of like a soldier with a spear through the mouth of a bone devil. But that's not important as he like presses in the middle of his chest and like opens up the breastplates to like expose like the exterior, like the interior of the chest, where you see like certain like mechanical whirlings and mechanisms making him move. And he goes, I do not think we are very similar. As he closes it back and puts the poncho back where it was.
Looking
so cool.
Peering inside his chest, you see some mechanical features. You also see what looks almost like perfectly shaped. I want to say roots would probably be the best thing. They're more tubes than roots, but they're they definitely move through there. So it's not like the inside of a pocket watch. Well, like a spring is winding everything. There's mechanical stuff, but there's some stuff that almost looks like it definitely contains something, but you're not really sure. He wasn't letting you play around in there, so you're not really sure if it almost might be squishy, almost might not be.
You don't want to let me play around inside you?
I think this is where this conversation switches to a new topic.
I'm just saying that was really cool. I have never seen anything like that before. That was amazing. You showed me your breast. Normally I have to pay for that kind of thing. This was excellent. I appreciate this from you.
Jaeger turns to Tolan, kind of like slinks down next to him and goes,
Is this how people commonly act?
I mean, considering the situation, I'm not too sure. I don't know if you're giving us a show or something. I don't know how this works with like a middleman, but I think people are. I don't know how many people have seen, Warforged. I don't know if breasts is the right word. You kind of opened it up. I don't know how to feel about this situation.
He kind of opened it up.
Josh, would I like being like paladin, like having been in fights and stuff, like would I have fought Warforged? Like would I have any extra knowledge that I would like say something snarky like they're all the same or like something like that?
You probably have more experience, more education on what a Warforged is than most people. You would know that if you, not from personal experience, but from what you were taught, when you were learning to fight.
Yeah.
There are, if you would cut one open, there would be like tubes that kind of secrete a substance, kind of like blood. Different colors, depending on the Warforged, but it's not like a blood, like you could bleed them dry, but it's definitely some kind of liquid in there. And it seems to regenerate after whatever wound or I guess wound or injury, whatever you would call it, would be closed or healed in some way. But there are definitely some kind of squishy bits. They're not necessarily like organs, more like fibers of some kind, but there's definitely something squishy in there somewhere.
So I just kind of like, this conversation happens. Jaeger looks down to Tolan, and I just go, people are just generally curious. And then I look up at Keese and I'm like, they're squishy bits, but they're not your squishy bits.
I gotta take notes on this. And Tolan just pulls out like a little leather-bound journal. Is like, this is going in the memoirs. They got squishy bits, but not
Squishy bits, but not your squishy bits. Direct quote.
Weird if they had my squishy bits. I have my squishy bits.
I grab
Just went off and they'll have your squishy bits.
Oh dear.
while they're having that conversation, I'm going to grab 3 flagons of ale and bring it over to the table and clomp it down and slide it over to Costo, Tolan, and Keese.
Handsomest barmaid I've ever seen.
Tolan, when he
I'm
slides
not
this,
I'm just the entertainment.
Tolan, when he slides this flagon over to you, you saddle up to the table, just to get your head up high enough to take a drink of it. You stand up on the chair and you kind of like look down at it. You got to prep to lift this thing up with 2 hands.
All right, I'll just give her a go. I just like put my hands on either side and just like lead it back. It's like,
I ready in action to catch the glass.
Chug, chug, chug.
How much of this are you putting down?
I'm just gonna try and go as much as I can. Now that everyone's looking at me.
Roll me a... What check would that be?
Con?
Yeah, that'd be like a constitution... Oh... Yeah, just roll me a constitution check.
Yeah.
Actually, roll
Okay.
me an athletics check to start, and then a constitution
Okay.
check.
Athletics. Let's okay. 3.
3 for athletics.
Yeah.
Okay. Now roll me that con check.
All right. Let's get a 13.
Okay. So as you begin to get this glass, you get it about a quarter of the way down. It's starting to lift it up off the table. You get it about half of the way down. just as you have to get it up almost parallel to the floor to get it to kind of finish off. Roll me a, what would that be? Dexterity check, Costo?
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, give me dexterity. Just a dex check.
Dex check. 7.
Yeah, this is gonna go well. Cullen, this glass being, comparatively to your face, here. You get it up, and just the sheer weight as the liquid shifts in your direction, you begin to topple backwards. Costa reaches over to grab the mug from you, and all he manages to do is kind of push you off balance a little bit. As you fall backwards off of the stool you're on, onto the ground, all of the ale that's left in the mug splashes across your face. You manage to keep it from smacking you in the face, but now your face is covered in ale and you are flat on your back on the floor.
I just lay there and look up at the ceiling.
I just die laughing. Like I'm literally just cracking up.
I reach down. Would you like a hand up?
Oh, I need a few. Oh dear.
Jaeger also will extend a hand to help.
I just put both my arms up, like, help, please.
Yoink.
So they grab either side and just manage to lift you and set you back on the chair. The mug's still sitting on the floor, the side where you fell.
That didn't go as planned.
I cast Prestidigitation on Tullen. Let's get you cleaned up a bit. Poof.
Oh, that's useful.
Comes in hand.
You are now dry and clean, but still have a smell of ale.
I'm gonna cast a little bit of druidcraft on myself, so that I'm gonna smell like flowers, and like no one's gonna know. This never happened. All right, okay. That was that was actually on purpose. I'm a comedian, and you all are laughing. All right.
I did not laugh. You almost got hurt. What is funny?
It happens all the time. It's fine.
What's funny is he almost got hurt.
Yeah, exactly.
Had he gotten hurt, it would have been hilarious.
I'm having a hard time grasping that sense of humor.
I'm young. My bones, I've got enough of them.
Yeah, like it's funny when the pain happens to someone else and not you. That is the funny part. You should be the new bard. This is way better than hi ho at crack of dawn.
Oh, sure, I could do that every morning.
I just look at Jaeger acknowledging the fact that we're talking about how pain's funny and he doesn't know what pain is.
He would know what pain he would know what pain is. He just doesn't feel it the same way that you guys do.
Gotcha.
I don't exactly feel pain. I just am aware of what would be pain.
Well, you definitely feel the pain. You just don't register it the same way. You don't have the same squishy bits.
Different squishy bits.
I don't understand how your fatty brains process pain into laughter, but this is all very foreign to me.
Did he just call me fat? I am very much not fat.
Cypher, you're there for this whole thing. You're sitting right next to Costo as all this goes down.
Not only that, but we literally invaded his table.
Yes. They definitely got closer than you were normally comfortable. I mean, when I say sat
Poor
beside
guy.
you, I mean, there's definite physical contact between Cypher and Costo.
Yeah,
Like,
I would have shuffled a little bit over, but this mayonnaise thing is just amazing. I've been mesmerized by it for the past few seconds.
He's been stunned this entire time.
Just eating silently. I haven't registered what's been going on.
This mystical white spread of deliciousness.
Mystical white spread. That's a good way to say that.
I'll write that down.
Yeah, put it next to the squishy bits. You got squishy bits, mystical white spread.
What about
my
mystical
adventures.
white spread on the squishy bits?
I'm not sure. We might see that later in my adventures, but I'll keep track of it. For the memoirs, could be a good addition.
Keep track of this.
Sounds
What are
like,
you talking about?
yeah, that's something you'd probably have to pay extra for.
We'll see.
You did get to see free breastplates, so.
Yeah. Already got a show today. I'm just gonna try to pick up my glass and try to lift it up onto the table.
You manage. It's empty now, so it's a lot lighter than when you started.
Yeah. I'm just gonna climb back onto the chair so I can speak to everyone close to their height.
Are you standing or sitting on the chair?
I'm standing. So
So you're tall, like a half head taller than everyone that's sitting. But
yeah. All right.
you have that air of importance.
I just stand with my hands on my hips, looking around at everyone.
Look at the distinguished gentleman.
I've got twigs in my hair, and I look like I've been sleeping in a ditch for several days.
Have you been sleeping in a ditch for several days?
Not necessarily the same ditch for all the days.
Different ditches.
But a ditch.
Yeah.
Well, the woods. We'll just say the wooded areas.
Few leaves.
Well, as Tullen's looking around at everyone, I suppose I'll just make awkward eye contact and walk for a moment. He looks a little worse for wear than what I'm generally used to, so I will just raise the half-eaten sandwich towards him and offer it. Would you?
Oh
like
no,
some?
I'm pretty sure my stomach is at maximum capacity. After that, you can only hold so much, and I'm about this size for compared stomach wise for everyone. So I'll need a couple hours.
Yep.
Drinks can only get you so far.
Yeah, roll me a Constitution saving throw, Tullen, to see the effects this ale is having on you.
Oh, no.
Thumb stat, baby.
With advantage.
13. Oh, with advantage. Ooh. All right.
Because you're young.
13.
Okay. You can feel the effects of the alcohol. It's not you're tipsy and it's outwardly showing, but you can definitely feel some things. A little bit of that drunkenness starting to slip in a little bit. You're noticing things a little differently.
Everyone here looks pretty cool. I didn't expect to see this much of a change from, a little farming town to now a dirty mining town. You all look pretty, I don't know, different. You got a, just looks around, got a middleman, that one. Looks over at Keith, who's green giant, kind of, there. Compared to me, that is.
I'm just wearing green. I'm not actually.
Guess
green.
what? You're wearing a lot of green. That's what I'm gonna call you. That's what it is. I'm small, but from my perspective, you're the giant. So, how does that make you feel? Huh? This is my world.
I mean, it makes me feel kind of good. I like feeling like a giant.
Well, if you're with me, then you can feel like a giant all the time. Everyone around, That's one upside of me being with you. I'm looking for adventure, so if anyone wants a little buddy that'll just hype him up, make him feel a little bigger, I'm right here. Come on.
I like what you're selling. This makes me feel good. I have not had a little buddy.
That's my official job title. Actually, professional little buddy. I just started though, You need a resume? I don't have one.
No, everybody has to start somewhere. I don't have resume. Who carries resume?
I don't have any paper.
Costo pulls out a piece of. No, I'm just
Okay,
kidding.
so none of you actually know what a resume is. Just,
Oh no.
just that
I'm
some
sorry,
very
a
important
CV.
people have used that word in front of you.
I heard it once. I think the mayor said it. I don't know what it means.
You've said a couple times that you're looking for adventure. Any particular kind?
The heroic one, where you do adventure and, adventure and you become an adventurer.
Very specific. I like it. You should put that in your journal.
I think I actually did already. It's
should
actually
go-
the title.
That's the
It's,
starting
The
sentence.
title of the journal.
Yeah.
I was
The kind of adventure that makes me become an adventurer.
Toland's adventurous adventures that make him an adventurer.
You could put that on your resume. Does adventuring.
Yes. Yeah. We'll
enjoys
go with the little buddy.
adventurous adventures.
I've got little skills,
Those are
I
good
walked through the
skills.
forest. I walked through
Super
the
good
forest
skills.
to get here.
What, if I may ask, what kind of skills do you possess?
All right. I have many skills. All right. You want to know what the weather's going to be tomorrow? I'll tell you. I cast Druidcraft and just wave my hands around, and then ta-da! I look at it.
Let me. Ooh. What is Druidcraft do?
A lot of random stuff.
It's not very useful at all. But lets me predict the weather. So
It does
annoys
let
the
you predict the
DM.
weather. Okay.
The best tool to make sure the DM knows what the weather will be.
Tomorrow,
yeah.
for the next 24 hours,
Yeah.
you notice a small orb appear, and through it, you see some sunshine, followed by some rain,
Looks like we're getting rain in the forecast.
and then sunshine again.
That's useful, right? We need to put up the tarps when camping and stuff.
The Warforged will have to go inside lest he rust.
That is a real possibility.
That would not be enjoyable. I don't think. I can't remember if I've ever rusted.
Okay, so you've got some skills in woodcraft and a little bit in tune with nature. I think I've maybe heard a little bit of people of your vocation.
I also have a sword. I know how to use it. Don't use it a lot, but that's because I can do other things. Yes.
Since you seem to be in tune with nature, I was wondering, do you know the local flora and fauna of the region?
Nope.
Oh, so you
Just got here.
new
Yeah.
to the okay.
I lived in, the same place my whole life until now, so
I see.
just left.
All right. Well, I'm looking for some things out here. That's why I'm in town.
Interesting. I'm here for adventure.
You don't say.
I do.
Well, I think we may have the makings of a group of adventurers. There are stranger ways for groups to come together.
I look over at Jaeger. Did we exchange names? Do I know your name is Jaeger?
Nope.
No. So I'm just gonna keep referring you to the Warforged until
Literally,
such a time
no one
that's
knows
not
my
the.
name yet.
So that's I look over at him and I'm like, it seems like the Warforged is as keen as I am to keep moving. So
I will be an adventurer to stay on the move.
This is great. Wow. This is way easier than I thought. I walk into a town and just say I want to adventure, and there's just a bunch of people right in front of me. This is... The tales I heard, it was like
What you failed
rescue
to see
each other.
7 other people who did the exact same thing and then died on the way to their first destination.
I'm sure that won't be me.
I pray not.
Is there when I look around the table, I'm like, is there any particular place you guys are headed? I'm heading for the mountains where the dwarves are mining. Nothing in particular? Okay.
Well,
Well,
I was
wherever
thinking.
you guys go, if you head into the mountains.
what is the sexy brooding man, the big one in the middle here that has been kind of quiet? What is he up to? What brings you to Mud Pit Town?
Bloodbit.
Oh, Pudmit. I'm sorry, I mix dyslexia.
Really just looking for anything with money in it. Preferably honest work.
You lost
I
your
like
wallet?
money. I like money. I don't so much like the honest work part. That is the worst part of the making money process.
Well, I suppose adventuring doesn't sound so bad.
I keep hearing this word adventuring, adventurer. I have zero desire for adventuring, adventurer, heroic deeds, whatever. But I do have desire to not have my squishy bits hurt.
Just hold me in front of you. Oh, you'll be fine.
I don't know about you. Maybe some of the bigger guys.
No.
Is this the part where I'm supposed to say I will be your shield?
No, I was actually maybe the metal guy. He looks like I could really stand behind him and be safe. By the way, my name is Kias. Kias Sum. It is a pleasure to meet you.
Oh, nice to meet you.
My designation is Jaeger.
Oh, designation. That is so much cooler than saying name.
Oh, my designation is Tollin Gold Bottle. Like, yeah.
Leonard Lee here to tell the tale, feed a crew.
Feed the crew, you don't say.
I usually tend to accidentally cook in large portions.
Accidentally.
I love leftovers.
Very useful accident.
It's all casseroles.
It's just green bean casserole every day.
I can do a little bit more than casseroles. It got me through college.
Like something with a crock pot, maybe.
Magical crockpot.
It's like if we take a long rest, I could cook this meal in a crock pot.
So it's I just saw so Leonard was talking about ingredients. So I just like look at him like, so what kind of ingredients or what kind of flora and fauna are you looking for?
Well, I came across an old book back in the school that I came from, and they pointed towards Pudmit having something called an iron shroom, and I'm rather curious what an iron shroom is and how it may taste. I don't know. It's a word that's been going around. I might be a foodie. I like to eat.
It's
Oh, we've got something in
Cuisino.
common.
He's a Cuisino.
What I was gonna say, like, what is there anything else like in the town that's like restaurant wise that would like? No, this is it.
I've been here a couple of days, and this is really the only place that has some decent eats as far as public places to snack on. So it's got the breakfast spread, yes, but the evening stew is something to try out. It sticks to the bones. It's pretty hearty, decent stuff.
There is an herbalist shop in town that Leonard has stopped at a couple times, and the proprietor of the establishment hasn't been there. You would have noticed it because the door it was right next to where the convoy stopped, and the door seemed to be like an extra 2 feet higher than most standard doors.
Yes. So I was hoping to ask the local herbalist if he knows anything about this iron shroom, but he hasn't shown up in the last couple of days. Now, I've asked around. The locals say that he does disappear for a while, going into the hills and mountains just looking for things. So maybe that's the case this time, but who knows?
I saw him.
You what?
I saw him. We went into his shop.
Oh, when was that? Just
When I
now?
was headed in.
Huh.
A bit ago.
That's something worth checking out.
Well, yeah, he's right here. Our
Well,
first quest. Groceries.
actually,
The first quest,
excuse me,
groceries.
folks.
An adventuring party doesn't get very far without shrooms.
Name of the first episode, Groceries.
I'm writing that down. We've titled the first stream.
Groceries.
All right. Groceries can be a very dangerous journey. You have to carry them all in one trip or it doesn't count. So, what's everyone's abilities in that sort of department?
I just slug back like the rest of the like glass of ale and just like stand up and I'm like to the herbalist shop.
Whoa.
It is worth noting that I am proficient with brewer's supplies, so I would definitely want to see if there's anything cool in there.
Oh, you'd like to come along? Excellent.
So you can make your way very easily out into the town. You've noticed that the caravan that Cypher and Cypher rode in on and Costo and Tullen followed in, they're busy loading ingots from the furnace, I guess you could say, the forge at the end of the road. They're busy loading crates of, ingots, and unloading some what appear to be miner's tools and smith's tools. Nothing fancy, just your basic metal tools. So, heading up to the shop, though, you do see that there is, for the first time, a light emanating from inside the shop. And you can see looking in basic herbs and things hanging from the ceiling drying. Walking up to the door, though, this door is definitely close to 8 feet tall.
Huh. Interesting. For taller folk here, and I politely knock on the door.
It's open.
Okay. I open the door and head on in, and other than the hanging herbs and whatnot, there's, I'm guessing, a shop's counter, and I look around for the proprietor, if the herbalist is back.
As you step in, the counter is a little high for you, higher than normal, I should say. There we go. I updated our stream title, the first quest, Groceries.
Perfect.
So, but the counter is a little higher than you. You can see behind the counter there's various bins of herbs. You see some basic alchemy supplies, a mortar pestle, what is an iambic,
Pentameter?
you don't see any potions or anything of that nature. You see a couple things that look like maybe salves or what could be possibly spices. And then you see down a hallway to one side various bottles of liquid and some more bins of larger herbs. And kind of scattered throughout, you see herbs hanging kind of haphazardly with no clear organizational system throughout the store. But you don't see anyone in here yet.
If everyone's funneling in, Jaeger would want to be the last one to enter and just take a peek around before going in himself.
As you enter, the 6 of you, 6. You notice as more of you funnel in, it's pretty tight for 6 people to be standing.
Well, I
there.
mean, 5.5.
It's pretty tight for 5.5.
Sounds like a title. Bill, 5.5, man.
Cullen's elbows out, trying to keep people from like crushing him.
Remember, I'm here. Remember, I'm here.
But it's definitely like you guys begin to have to press into each other to get everyone into the shop.
Kias would not like this and will step outside.
Okay.
I also don't like this, and will stand. Like I like peek in, like go to start walking in, realize how small it is. Like I still have my shield on my back, and I'm like, I'll wait outside. Find your mushrooms.
If they make more room, Cypher will follow in.
Jaeger will go in. He doesn't want to be out in the open for too long.
So you have Costo and Kia standing outside, and the other 4 adventurers inside.
We are keeping watch. We make sure the groceries are safe. This is an important job.
Sure. You see kind of standing at around 7 foot tall as he steps out, a dark, you can't really get a good sense of the color, but like a dark grayish skin, brown hair kind of combed over to one side. You see a furbog step out from behind, out around the corner, back in this small hallway. Yeah, can I, what can I do?
Oh, hello there. I believe the locals said your name was Hydor. My name is Leonard.
Yeah, nice to meet you, Leonard. Yeah, I'm Hydor.
Well, I've traveled quite some distance because I've heard that the town of Pudmit, or rather the mountains where they mine, may hold something called an iron shroom. I was wondering if you were familiar with this?
Yeah, I haven't seen one in a while because I don't venture into the mines themselves, but they usually, you can find them pretty deep in there. They look like they're rusting.
Okay. Okay, so they are there, but not in a while. Oh, and they're found inside the mines, not dotting the mountains on the outside.
I mean, yeah, they're mostly in deep, dark places, so they shy away from the sun a little bit. So yeah, you can find them in the mines, you can find them in some caves, occasionally on the rock face, but it's got to be someplace tucked up in there, and those tend to get picked first.
Do you perhaps happen to have any iron shrooms on you?
No, I'm totally out. I've been out for about 6 months.
Okay, all right.
Tallman bought the last of them. He was using them in stew last I heard.
I'm sorry, who had them?
Tallman, the cook over at the inn.
Okay, so he bought up your supply. Okay, well, I'll know who to talk to next to see if he has any extra. Be very curious about how that must taste.
Are you going there now?
I'm considering it. Now that I have a little bit better idea of where to go.
Are you going to the mine or are you going to see Tallman?
Tallman first, I believe.
All right, I'll just wait here a second. You see him bend down and gather some things up, and he comes up with a cloth wrapped around a couple different, which seems like jars. Hands you say, here, give this to Tamar or Tama, whichever one you see, and tell him it should get him through the next couple of weeks.
May I ask what the contents are?
Just your basic spices. They've been running low. That's why I went out to get some.
Oh, all right. Okay. Not a problem. Yeah, I'll definitely hand it off to them. No problem.
Oh, awesome.
Since you are recently from the mountains traveling, anything interesting? Since, you're there, might as well listen.
I mean, there's a griffin out there, but nothing too crazy.
Wow, okay. Griffin. Always wondered what their eggs might taste like.
Well, if you get one, let me know.
You betcha. Wonder how often they lay an egg. Oh well, something to consider.
Someone's just like writing notes, like behind, like he's. How tall is the counter?
Taller than you, like 4 feet.
I'm just under it. I'm just like writing.
It's got like a solid face, so it's like a counter, and
Oh,
then it
yeah.
comes like straight down.
All right, I'm right there.
Like pushing the book up against it, writing.
Yeah.
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 Well, thank you for your time. Sir Large Guy, I don't think I actually got your name.
I'm Hydor.
No, I meant I looked to Kevin, because I don't think I actually got his name.
Nobody has his name yet.
Well then,
Hydor
do
looks like
either
really
of you have-
confused. Like I just told you my name.
Right. Tulin, do you have any questions for Hydor here?
Hydor like leans over the counter to look at you.
Hello. Hi there.
Hey.
Is there anything, any good herbs around here? I'm an herbalist myself. So
I
anything
mean,
that I should be looking out for?
I got some stuff drying if you're interested. I don't know what you're trying to make.
I don't know what I'm trying to make either.
Well, that's kind of the first thing you need to know.
That's true. That is true. Just any valuable ones in the wild I should look out for?
I mean, that mushroom's probably the most valuable one, but if you see this thing, a big purple flower, looks like a ball, a fuzzy looking flower.
Big fuzzy purple ball.
Yeah, I don't need the flower, but the roots of that flower, and they can make a nice healing potion if you know what you're
I'll go for
doing.
that.
He might like the flower. It's got a nice what's the word? Sweet flavor to it.
Oh, sweet. Thank you. I'm Tulin, by the way.
No problem, Tulin. I'm Hydor.
Yeah, you're very high up there. Wow, you're really tall.
Thanks, man.
Anyways, that's Groceries. So, nice meeting you.
Oh man, there's a grocer like a couple doors down. He doesn't have anything really good, but he's a general store, so
Possible next quest. Excellent. And then Tulin just starts just skittering out of the door.
okay.
I have something to add.
Go ahead.
Just to clarify, you're saying there's no danger?
No danger where?
Towards the mines, the mountains.
Oh, there's all kinds of danger, man, but yes, I mean, you could fall down, rocks could fall on you. I mean, that griffin could eat you. I mean, there's all kinds of dangerous things, but I mean, they're all normally here, so nothing weird.
Noted. Thank you.
No problem, man.
Do these dangers ever cross into the town?
Normally no, but I mean, we had what the hell was that thing called? Short, big head, ate everything that it could get its mouth on. A bullet. We had one of those in here probably about 2 years ago.
Thanks for the information.
No problem.
And I'll follow Tolan out.
Well, thank you for your time, Mr. Hydor, sir. I'll be on my way, and I grab the bundle of things, and I'll be sure to take this over to Tallman, and I'll ask him about the iron shrooms and what he's using him for.
Okay, man. He just kind of, as you guys head towards the door, he kind of saunters back into the back room. You can see him like hanging some things and kind of taking things down and putting them into various bins.
While they were in there, did Keese and I just
you
them
guys-
loading ingots? Were they just like loading ingots? And like anything weird happening outside? Did the guy with like the really fancy clothes come back out? Like anything in particular
No, you
outside?
can see him pass by one of the 2 windows out in his house every once in a while. You see 4 dwarves loading ingots. They're not smithing at the moment. The furnace is still going, but they're loading ingots into the cart. You see an older male dwarf also kind of directing them where what boxes to take, but nothing out of the ordinary. You see, you do notice the only people you see here, aside from the dwarves and the guy passing through the window, you see the grocer pop out every once in a while to set some things outside, and you see women with children. You see a couple families, humans and dwarves, kind of milling about, but you don't see any able-bodied people here during the day that aren't actively like raising kids or working.
Must be all in the mines, huh?
Yeah.
That'd be the assumption. So I look over at it's like we stand outside there. They just finished going inside. I look over at Kias. You want to go on a side quest?
Yes, very much, because I'm very confused about this adventuring thing. Is it just running errands? This, I can get the groceries. I don't need 7 people to go get the groceries.
I feel like the group in general is in the mood to, what's the word I'm looking for?
Shop.
No, like not to appease Talon, but like humor him. Like, I feel like we're all in the mood to humor Talon, and I mean, after everything that's been going on, it's nice to just mill around a town for a bit.
Okay, because you look like a man who may have been on an adventure or 2, and if grocery shopping counts as adventure, I have been on many adventures.
I wouldn't say it counts as adventure, but it doesn't not count either.
Okay, because if we were, if this was like levels, I'd be like level 20 adventurer at grocery shopping.
Roll metagame. No, this isn't, but I will say that the gentleman over that you see pacing through the window, he didn't have the greatest conversation with one of the dwarf women, and I'm a bit curious as to why that was.
So I am very interested in that man as well, for the exact same reason.
Then it seems like we have ourselves a side quest, and I just start walking away towards the dude's house.
Are you doing this before they all come out? While they're in there talking to? Okay. So yeah,
I just start walking over there.
All right.
It's like right across the
town
square,
is one big circle. You see,
it's
maybe houses
across,
are like
right?
2 deep in some places. The outside of that circle, you see some farms and like the occasional clothesline. But yeah, you just walk right across.
I have no intentions of just standing outside the shop, like just twiddling my thumbs while they look for mushrooms. Like, I want to know. Like, I see him pacing back and forth, so I know he's still in the house, and I just want to go knock on the door.
Okay.
So much for being our guard.
I like this guy.
Are you following Kias?
Oh, hell yeah. Yes.
I can still shop. I'm watching guard. It's fine.
All right. You knock on the door.
The children are not going to cause trouble.
Roll. Okay, not yet. He opens the door and he's kind of. He looks at the 2 of you standing outside. How clean are you, Costo?
I mean, I'm pretty clean. Like, I'm not messy. I'm not blood covered or anything. If that's what you're.
But how many days has it been since you've washed all of your clothes and all of yourself?
3-ish.
Okay.
4-ish.
Weeks or days?
Days. So he kind of looks at Kias and gets a little bit excited, and then looks at you and is like, "Oh," and he steps out of the house. Looking in through the door, you see that everything in the house has been cleaned 3 times. Like the floor shines, the walls shine, the shelves are all not dust. Like there's no dust. It's definitely like way too clean.
Like a sterile environment clean.
Almost, yeah. So he picks he pulls his robe up and almost like a long dress, so that it's like up a few inches off the ground, and like gingerly steps outside and pulls the door closed behind him. And he's like, "Can I help you?"
I was outside when you were having that, call it, altercation with the dwarven woman, and I just wanted to make sure that there wasn't anything, amiss.
I don't know if I would use the word amiss. Her and I just, we have very different ideas of the way people should conduct themselves when in any kind of position of power.
And those differences would be... Oh, God, sorry. Good.
Well, no, I'm just saying this. It's an elf, right?
Yes, full elf, like high elf.
Yeah, this elf makes good point. I think they are a wise person.
Well, I'm very glad that you think that. Takes a liking to you, Kies, because you're very clean.
Yes, they are clean. I like the clean.
I kind of look back and forth between both of them, and I get it.
So, I was sent here by the Merchants Guild to make sure everything runs smoothly. That dwarven woman that you were referring to, she likes to be very hands-on. She's the foreman of the mine, but she takes the worker's side more than the guild side, so we differ a bit in how we think things should be handled sometimes.
What was this particular difference?
I just said that if she was going to come into my home, I thought she should wash herself very thoroughly before just barging in, and she said that she didn't care what I thought.
That's very rude of her.
Extremely rude.
Well, I mean, he is trying to keep a very clean house in a mining town, so there's an element of futility to that, don't you think?
There is no price too high to show your sophistication.
Fair.
Wow.
Yeah, see? This is smart
Okay.
elf.
I see. Kies, do you want me to just leave you here with him, or...
I'm just mean. He makes good points.
Sure. Is there anything that is there any issues that the guild is having other than the fact that it's a dirty mining town?
I mean, no matter what I do, I can't get them to pull me back to the city, but other than that, there's no issues here.
Bandits, robbers, anything?
The occasional monster in the mines, you might say, but that's about it.
Noted. And I just start walking away.
Hold on, my friend. I have a very important question. I think you would be interested.
Let's turn back around.
I am aware that there is a very nice case of wine in this town.
Yes, I actually ordered that. It finally came in. Last night, I believe.
This is your wine.
Yes, that's my wine, yes. I can't be expected to drink the same swill as the rest of these people.
Pretentious.
I noticed this earlier. They go for a much more quantity over quality kind of with their drinking.
Yes. This is more of a small glass kind of vintage.
Yeah. So if one was looking to procure a glass of that wine, how would we go about that?
Well, he kind of looks at you, Costo, and then kind of shifts back. He said, I would invite you into my home to share a glass. Very much leaves you out, Costo.
I just kind of look at him and I'm like, I get it. I don't like it, but I get it.
I mean, I can clean you up and make you look man pretty, if you'd like.
If you clean up, you're more than welcome. But
I'm genuinely interested to see the inside of your house.
So I will prestidigitation a cubic foot of him at a time.
You can just do the whole thing. So you just you watch all the dirt, like all the dirt and grime and like sweat. Just the riding hardship, just kind of like pulls down and just kind of like puddles at your feet, and like so you look now very clean. I mean, your armor is glistening. Oh yes, you're more than welcome to come in and enjoy a glass.
In my mind, I haven't said it out loud, but like I'm now keeping track of how many people I've watched use magic. So far, it's 3 of them.
Just casually too.
Yeah, just casually using magic. So like I'm just like keeping track of this in my head.
And a guy with a crossbow.
Yeah. So like it's a Warforged, 3 magic users, and then like a dude also adorned in armor that doesn't say much but really likes mayonnaise. So
Canon
adores mayonnaise.
Loves mayonnaise.
I'm writing that down.
And I like the chainmail of my shirt. I just kind of like lift it up and like very sarcastically curtsy, and I'm just like, is this up to your standards?
He doesn't even like acknowledge the sarcasm. He's just like, yes it is, and it's like very happy that you showed him respect, and like very much just feels like he earned all of the respect you gave him, and doesn't understand like the sarcasm part of it. It like just zips right over his head.
He's just like, yes, thank you. I'm like,
yes, come in. So he kind of steps up. He very clearly, like right outside, has a mat that he wipes his feet off like very thoroughly, and then like opens the door and kind of stands there and waits for you to do the same.
I will wipe my feet exactly how he did, very thoroughly.
Oh yeah.
I will wipe my feet, but I do it like a toddler throwing a tantrum. Like I'm doing it because I have to and not because I like to.
He's fine with that. He just totally is cool with. He's just happy that you wipe your feet, like a mom that's happy the toddler's doing what she said finally.
Yeah, just like mutter to myself like, this is ridiculous, but fine.
So you step into this house and you see, where passing some of the other homes, you got the idea that this was very much a function over form. This house is totally the opposite. He has like a leather studded chair in the corner, next to like a hanging lantern. In front of both windows on either side is a small table with like a vase on one and like a nice ornate lantern on the other one. This house is very like well kept, very tidy. You see like a small kitchen area. On the other side, like through the other room, you see what looks like an office, and he has like a very lavish chair sitting behind a very lavish desk. He kind of like shows you to the kitchen where the table is nice. The edges are covered in like carved filigree that's been stained a different color than the rest of the table. Even the stools that he has sitting around the table have that same matching filigree. This is very well to do. As he steps behind what would be like the serving cooking area, pulls out a very, very fancy bottle of wine that Kies followed so favorably to the town. Uncorks it, pulls out 3 glasses, very small wine glasses. Like very much like a very small taster's wine glass, fluted like a Y rather than like a bulb, and pours 3 almost shot-sized glasses of wine, and very, very delicately sets them on the table in front of you where he motions for you to sit.
I will sit and I will say, this is literally the nicest place I have seen in weeks.
Oh, why thank you so much. The flattery is... actually, roll me a... what kind of check would that be?
That's the truth.
Performance, maybe?
Flat charisma.
Yeah, roll me a charisma check with advantage. because he's just in love with you at this point.
I'm feeling very third wheelie at the moment.
Nat 20.
Okay.
Beautiful.
Yeah, this guy is truly like hanging on your every word of praise. Like he just can't get enough of you.
He says, I really appreciate you inviting us into your beautiful home.
Oh, thank you so much. I try so hard, and the people here just don't understand sophistication. And I just
understand. Let us make a toast. Cleanliness is next to godliness.
Oh, I will toast to that, my friend.
And I will just sip the wine and smell it first a little. Like,
Yeah, he does. He and just takes the smallest of sips.
I pick mine up and cheers with them, and then just slug the ounce and a half back.
He looks at you almost dumbfounded that you didn't savor. This is a wine for savoring.
I just go. It's fine. It's all right. Had better, had worse.
I don't want to upset you, but I feel that your friend isn't cut from the same cloth as us. My name is Atriel, by the way. What is your name?
Atriel, it is a pleasure to meet you. My name is Kias. He is definitely not cut from the same cloth, but as you can see, I am not a very strong man, and occasionally when on the road, you need strong men for doing strong things.
Yes.
Where he comes in.
You don't look like you spent much time on the road, but...
It has been a fairly recent thing for me.
Oh, well, I hope it doesn't last long. I know. I can't... I am very road weary very quickly.
I will learn this myself, I guess. I try my best to keep clean, though.
Well, wait here. I have things to do, so I can't stay with you for, very long, but I have a gift for you. He goes back, and you hear the bottles rattling around. He comes up with a very, very nice, elegant bottle of the same wine you just toasted with.
My friend, this is a very nice gesture of you.
Ah, thank you so much. It's nice to have company, like-minded company.
I understand. It has been a while since I have seen. I was in very drab town before this, and then this is very dirty town. I hope
So
to eventually
dirty.
get to nice city.
Ah, yes, I hope you do. And if you ever do make it to Silvergod, at least try to put in a good word for me with the guild and get me out of this mud pit.
Of course, I would do that. Is there?
Pudmit.
It's yes. I have made the same mistake. This is you have dyslexia too. I've done this.
Yes, Pudmit, as they call it.
If there is anything, this is such a kind gift. If there is anything we can do for you before we get to Silverguard, please do not hesitate to ask. I would love to
thank you
return
so
the
much.
favor.
The only thing I want is out of this Pudmit. And he looks at you very squarely, Costa, and says, out of this Pudmit.
I just nod. Good.
And I have some things I have to take care of. But I thank you for stopping by. And he kind of doesn't push you up, but is kind of ushering you towards the door.
Yeah, we get the hint.
Yeah. He does kind of finish his glass of wine and watch you do the same. It is a very sweet tasting dark red wine.
This is so great. No, normally I am a fan of whites, but this is such a great dark red.
Well, thank you. And like I said, if you see me out, feel free to come and converse.
It would be my pleasure.
Oh,
I plan to.
And he just kind of nods at you, like, yeah.
Let the
I do not trust this person. This seems like the exact person. It's up to something.
Are you gonna make a check for that, or do you want to?
Yeah, let me roll insight.
Okay, yeah, roll your insight check there.
Please don't suck. 19.
This guy.
So you get the feeling that he's the big thing, very, very, very obvious is that he is not happy to be here at all.
Yeah.
Hates this place.
It's
But
yeah.
he's not, as much as he is a pretentious ass, he is not conniving or cunning in any way. He's not like hiding things. Like, what you see is what you get. He's a pretentious ass and he thinks he's better than you, but that's really all there is to him. There's no like scheming or scamming. He's just a pretentious ass.
Gotcha. Cool. Yeah, because I'm not like Costo is not. I'm skeptical of the guild dealings as a whole, and I didn't know if it was something that he was, that it could shed some light on for me. That's why I'm like guarded, I guess,
Yeah,
in this situation.
He's like not loving it here, and he's like, they put him there almost. You get the feeling he pretentious asked somebody he shouldn't have pretentious asked, and they're like, go to Pudmit. Here's your punishment. You're going to Pudmit. And he whined enough that they're like, we're leaving your ass there until we get tired of listening to you whine about that. So that's what you can gather from your insight. Like, this guy just is a total pretentious ass, and that's about as deep as he is.
Got it.
Would I be coming out of the store at around this time?
Yes, you would. You guys would make your way out. Excuse me, and not see Costo or Kies anywhere.
This is how you die. You leave your battle buddy. You leave your battle buddy behind, and then everyone's dead.
There could have been a bear trap. I mean, we could have had a full ambush waiting for us.
We could have walked into a firing line.
You very much could
I
have.
look around and I look at the Warforged, and I'm like, you're a little on the cautious side. We're in town. Relax.
Relaxing is what gets you killed.
This is all miners. What are they going to do? Mine you? I mean, you have metal, so they actually might. Sorry, I didn't actually think of that until now. Actually, I feel a little bad. Sorry.
I don't go out and say, "Oh, are you going to be dinner?" But that's kind of what you just told me.
I'm just a little guy. All right.
Let's try not to trigger the Warforged.
What?
Did you say trigger?
Triggered.
That's his activation word. Run.
Activate instant kill.
DM cast, roll new character.
At least let's go find these guys. They've wandered somewhere, and there isn't a lot of places to wander.
So where would you guys head to first?
I look for tracks.
Can I make a perception check and just kind of see if I can see anyone in the crowd?
There's no crowd. There's 8 people spread out over this whole town that you can see, and 4 of them are children.
Okay, so even without a check, these people are not around.
Yeah, they're not out in the middle of the town square anywhere. There's there's probably maybe 15, maybe 16 people. Just kind of you see a mother and 2 kids come out of the general store, a couple doors down. You see across on the same side of the circle as the tavern, behind the house there's a farm. You see 3 kids, probably between 10 and two and a mother. The mother and the children are tending a small garden. Stuff like that. That's what you see. You don't really see any motion other than, the shopkeep in the window every few seconds.
I'm just gonna look over at Cypher and be like, all right, tall, dark, and brooding. You look like you stalk people. You know where they went?
I'm sorry, what?
Don't worry about that. What's the road made out of? Like, is
It's
it
like a
cobbled?
hard packed, it's a hard packed mud, like a clay, like it rained and was a mud pit, and then it dried and hardened over.
Can I try to look for some fresh tracks?
Yeah, you sure can. Roll me a
Survival?
or investigation.
Can I help him?
What are you rolling?
I'm gonna go for
Cullen?
survival.
Okay, are you proficient in survival?
Yes.
Tim.
Yes,
Jaeger.
I am proficient in survival.
Yeah, you can roll a separate check. Yeah.
Okay.
Just look like we're looking for clues. 25. Natural 20.
A lot
Natural.
less.
Yeah, natural 20. You can see you can definitely see some tracks here. And they head in the direction of both the general store and down towards the forge.
Yeah.
But once you get so far, the ground is really, really hard packed, and you kind of lose them.
All right. I get down on all fours and just look right at the ground and pick up some dirt and just sniff it and then look at the group I'm on their trail. I think they went that way.
Amazing.
It's like a one-way road. That's the only way. I think they went that way.
They went this way.
Yeah.
So you could follow it down. You lose the trail right about in front of the general store, where it really starts to become hard pack. Are you gonna attempt anything? Or are you gonna try to pick the trail back up, or?
All right, I'm stumped. I've lost the trail. Stalking abilities? Anyone? Please?
Not really my thing, but I do appreciate your effort in finding our lost cohorts. Huh.
I could taste the ground again.
If you want to make another check, you can.
The town isn't so big.
Can I help once again?
This time he can make it with advantage, since he had the trail already.
I'm gonna try that then. And then 21.
Okay.
Jesus.
You look up in the distance, not too far from the front of this really clean house. You see a small area that looks like dirt and some oils and somebody was cleaned right there.
Someone soiled themselves. sounds like someone of my group that we picked up recently.
Yeah, you know enough about magic to know that this happened magically.
Yeah, this smells like Costo.
It very much does.
Had I been there, I would take offense to that, but it's true.
I look over at Tolan because I was following along with, and I'm like, really? Here? Costo?
Well, Costo reborn. I mean, just look at the ground.
All right, well, nothing else to do but try. I talked to this guy a couple of days ago. So then I take a look at the Warforged and the big Tall and Brooding and Tolan, and I'm like, I'm just going to clean you guys up really quick because he's a little persnickety about that sort of thing. Do you mind?
So as you're getting ready to do this, Kies and Costo, you hear the door open and Costo steps out first, followed by Kies. And you see Atriel. Just thank you so much again. It's so nice to meet someone like-minded. He sees you, Leonard, looking clean. Good morning, Leonard. It's good to see you again.
Good morrow to you too. It's fine, sir. How's that lamp? Still shining brightly?
Brightly. Thank you.
Well,
Jaeger,
if you ever need my services for a little bit of entertainment, I'm always available for hire.
I would love to take you up on that offer. However, I've a few things to accomplish today, so.
Oh, I am sure you're very, very busy trying to run this town.
Yes. Most definitely. They don't like to be civilized, as you would say. So all of my efforts are going against the grain.
There may be some means to help out with that. I'm going to be around for a little bit, and I'll keep my ear open. And perhaps along the way, I might help problem solve some of that for you.
Oh, well, that would be amazing. But if you excuse me, I have another letter to the guild I need to write.
Absolutely.
Trying to get them to drag me out of this. Pudmit.
I just give a nod.
Keys Costo, good to see you again.
Hear the door shut.
Did you find your mushrooms? Oh, sorry.
Did you say it's good to see you too?
Where were you? I mean, like, not where were you, but I thought you were walking the door.
We were making friends.
Fair enough.
He took a liking to Kiss.
Are you saying most people do not take a liking to me? I am very friendly.
I've known you for about half an hour, so I don't know if people take a liking to you yet or not. I don't mind you.
See, you took a liking to me, and I make you nice and clean. You look gorgeous. You look like like knight in shining armor on the horse, and it's like a romance novel cover, hair blowing in wind.
Be careful. He'll want to look into your chest next.
I have the same squishy bits as you. Be careful.
They call those smut books.
2 shows in a day. Wow.
2 shows in a day.
Just one of you magic users is going to have to cast some spells.
You guys laughed.
you guys laugh, and Jaeger like doesn't understand why you're laughing at what he just said, and just kind of looks around, dumbfounded, like, "What did I say that was?"
Oh, that's fantastic.
All right.
Of course, friend, can you program in like laugh track into your speaker mouth?
Squishy bits.
I'm confused. Where's the white stuff coming?
From
No,
the
that's,
squishy bits.
I will work on this laugh track.
That way you fit in a little better. I notice you worry about the fitting in, and people laugh, and you don't know why. And then if you just have laugh track, you could be like, ha, ha, ha. And then you fit in.
You're mocking me.
No, that is how you talk.
He's just so confused right now. He just doesn't know how to respond to you.
You guys are great. This is so confusing.
Just like bend down to Tullen. I'm like, so how was your first adventure?
Well, actually, I've had more interesting ones, but you know, it's pretty cool. I learned about roots. No groceries. Just
How old is Tullen?
It is so hard to tell. He's a halfling. He's got a baby face too. Like he looked young.
No, I'm just curious. I'm just curious, like out of character only because I'm only 21. So like it'd be hysterical if I'm like talking to you like a small child because I'm so tall, but you're actually older than me.
He's 21.
50.
They're the same age.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. That makes sense. Perfect. That couldn't have worked out any better.
Well, we're not quite done with this little shopping trip. We have a clue over by the back to the tavern, actually.
A clue.
And hold up a bundle. And I said, we have a minor delivery to make for the herbalist.
I could use another flagon.
I'm sure you could. Care to join us?
I think it'd be safer for everyone if I didn't enjoy another one.
Oh,
But,
well,
you know,
we can get you something like milk.
Cookies.
yeah. I would not be opposed to this.
So you guys
Maybe
are headed. Go ahead.
I was gonna say maybe they have a shot glass for you.
That would be perfect.
I just turned like, I wonder if we can borrow one of Ariel's tiny little bullshit glasses.
Aerials.
I don't think his name was Ariel.
It definitely heard it. Ariel.
And those were just the proper glass for that beverage. You see, each beverage has specific glass for enjoying.
You guys got free refreshments?
Like a minor snifter of a dessert wine.
Yes, we had a very good wine. It was the best I've had in a very long time. I can say that for sure.
You do still have a bottle of that wine, Key, yes. I don't know if you're like hiding it.
Oh no, it's just like sticking out my back pocket. Like, what do you mean?
Does being clean get you free stuff?
It helps on occasion, depending on the person.
Oh. Told starts taking sticks out of his hair.
It is not so much just the being clean, but being proper. There is etiquette in certain situations, and it can work in your benefit.
Absolutely. It's more like behaving in a manner reflective of the person you're talking to.
Yes, it's like you don't sing loud hi-ho songs at the crack of dawn.
Well, if there's a crowd in the morning and they're already awake, and that's what normal people in this town may do.
Agree to disagree.
Yes is gonna cast silence on his room tonight. Just
zone of silence.
so, what are you guys doing now?
I'm heading to the tavern if you guys are.
Okay.
Yeah, no, I follow him. I'll just get another drink while we're there. I'm along for the ride on the grocery adventure.
Back to the tavern.
As you enter into the tavern, you see Tamara back to you guys, cleaning, wiping the bar down from the outside of the bar, wiping the stools as she goes.
And the spilt beer.
And the spilt beer has been wiped clean. Definitely not scrubbed, but it's been like wiped enough that it's not like a big wet spot anymore. You can hear things being chopped in the background in the back room. You see sitting on the bar the small leftovers from breakfast, a loaf of bread, a chunk of cheese, and a small chunk of meat. There are no glasses at this point on the bar, but as you come in, she turns. Oh, you guys are back.
And then I raise my package and I kind of wave it at her. And Hydra's back, bearing gifts.
Oh, thank you so much. Did he make you pay for it, or am I just gonna pay him later?
He didn't mention anything about payment. So here you are, and I guess you can negotiate that with him if you haven't.
I already know what I owe him. I just didn't know if he made you pay it. I doubted it, but just in case.
Well, do you want what the fine establishment as yourself have? I imagine that you've already have him on good credit.
Yeah, usually he supplies most of our spices. Thank you so much. Tolman, the spices are here. As he comes out, she kind of sets them on the bar. He just kind of grabs them and heads back into the back room.
and then I kind of like wave, and then like I'm about to say anything, but he already walked away.
Yeah, he's very quick about getting back to his preparations. Did you need to speak with him?
Yeah, I was kind of curious about something that Hydor said that that I'm interested in. He said that your chef Tallman, he uses iron shrooms, and I'm actually here in town looking for them.
Well, I'm not sure what all he uses. If you want to stop in and have a chat with him, go ahead back. The rest of you, would you like drinks or?
I'm fine, thank you.
Oh, and then I also like kind of side whisper to Tamara, don't let that thing that I made sit out in the sun for too long. It won't go well for the patrons.
Yeah, Cypher has already like cleaned that bowl. Like he was like dipping the sandwich in it, like wiping it. No mayonnaise left.
Okay, never mind.
If it wasn't Cypher, it was definitely somebody else that was like, what is this? Oh yeah. Like they licked the bowl almost clean. There's nothing left.
Who wants to lick the spoon?
So
Try. I think I have. I'll have another another glass of the ale. I look over at Kias. I'm like, I have to wash that wine taste out of my mouth.
You are crazy, my friend. That wine was delicious.
I've never tasted wine because I do not have a functioning jaw or digestive system.
Have you tasted anything?
DM, have I tasted anything?
no, you do not understand. You understand what taste is. Well, let me think of how. Yeah, you understand what taste is, but you don't. You've never tasted anything.
Okay.
I understand that taste is the sensation of flavor perceived in the mouth and throat on contact with the substance, but I have never experienced it myself.
So you do know what pain is, then?
As a Warforged, he feels pain, but he doesn't feel it the same way that you do.
He feels the pain of not being able to taste delicious wine like we just had.
Yeah, I pity that too.
Delicious.
I understand that the pain you feel is defined as physical suffering or discomfort caused by illness or injury. It works slightly different for me, but it is not entirely divorced of the same idea.
Yeah, that what he just said.
You are a walking machine of knowledge. This is amazing.
I turn to Tolan and ask him,
Like, is that an insult?
It's a compliment. It's definitely a compliment.
Thank you. I am the best of encyclopedias.
There you go. Good job. You're working on it. I think you're making good progress here.
just turn to Tolan and give him like a stiff thumbs up.
It's like very robotic. Like hand comes up, thumb goes down, arm goes back down.
You're a quick study. You'll figure this out eventually.
That is the only thing that's looked robotic that he's done though. Everything else has been like fluid, natural movements, and then like the thumbs up was like very forced. Like step 1, step 2, step 3, step 4.
I asked her if she has a smaller glass for Talon. Like if it's like if she's like serving the beer, I asked if there's a smaller one so she doesn't have to clean anything up again.
I'm sure we have something. Let me take a peek in here. And you hear rummage under the bar, and she pulls one out that's like normal sized. Give me a second, and she cleans it all off, wipes it out. We used to use this for children, so
Sweet.
you can take it if you want. We don't have milk or water here anymore, so it would kind of suits you. It's like still big for you, but it's like scaled, like they're big versus you're big.
I just looked down on him like, see, when you clean yourself up, you get things for free.
I didn't know. I could just take the twigs out immediately.
Jaeger will start rummaging around in his equipment and pull out this empty water skin.
I don't drink, so you can have this. It wasn't even mine to start with.
Wow, you really do get free shit if you get cleaned up.
Two
That's
things for
crazy.
free.
I domed a man in the head with my fist to get this. So
That's awesome.
free probably is not the word.
I mean, you didn't pay anything for it, so it's absolutely free.
That man paid with his brain damage.
Give me.
Well, we'll start with concussion and see where that leads him to.
I'm gonna start heading to the back so I can speak with Talman. On the way, I pull out a silver out of my coin purse and hand it to Tamara. Thank you for the extended libations. I know that's outside of your normal operating hours, and I appreciate the effort. And I head on to the back, to the kitchen.
Oh, why, thank you. You open the two swinging doors, and you see Tolman. He's at a cutting board, and he's just kind of chopping things up. The spices that he got are open and on the counter. Right now, he's cutting up some what would look like onions or potatoes, maybe a variant of something like that. And you see the right now the pot sitting on top of a small stone, and the pot has the beginnings of a stew, and it's boiling softly.
Well, I take a good long smell, and then I'm like, oh, that smells delicious. And actually, hello, good sir. I had a couple of questions for you.
He's kind of startled that you're in his kitchen. Can I help you with something?
Yeah. I was speaking to Hydor just not too long ago, and he mentioned that you've got or you have used iron shrooms.
Right,
And I was
yeah.
wondering in what way. I'm most curious about that.
Well, you can. Around here, we tend to put them in a stew. But right, you can. I've seen people cut them up and fry them, almost saute them, I guess you could say. And they taste. They have a really meaty type flavor. They're real heavy. But you got to cook them a long time to get them to they're soft enough to chew. I mean, iron shroom comes from somewhere, but yeah, it has a very eating them raw is almost like chewing iron. So you got to cook them for a long time to get them to get soft enough. But they're so delicious when you do.
Interesting. Okay, thank you. That was all I really had to ask. Where'd you learn about those iron shrooms and the cooking? You just experimented?
Right? No, me dad was the chef here before he passed, and he taught me about pretty much everything you'd find in a cave or in a mine, and that's one of the things he cooked with all the time.
Nice. I don't suppose you know anything about how to get them because you have Hydor get them for you.
Right? I mean, you can find them every once in a while, kind of tucked into a little cove on the side of the mountain. But if you really want to find them, you got to head down deep into some of the mines or the caves, away from where they're working though, because when they're working, they just tend to destroy everything like that.
Okay. Well, maybe I'll speak to the foreman of the mines. She might know something.
Aye, she's a scamp. That's me sister.
Oh, really? I haven't had the fortune of actually speaking with her. She always seems so busy. I'm gonna flat out say it. Busy being a rock in Atriel's shoe.
Right, that bastard.
All right. Well, I'm gonna get out of your beard and let you do your magic. I wink at him when I say that, and then I'll talk to you some other time. And I head out the door.
Right. You have a good day then.
All right, and then yeah, that's what I do for the moment.
Okay. Well, we lost him. So now that you guys are all reunited, you see Leonard come out of the back. What would you guys like to do next?
I mean, I feel like we were just kind of chilling there, drinking, waiting for Leonard to be done with his part of the quest.
His grocery shit list is
Grocery
fulfilled.
quest.
So does that mean we are adventurers? We have done an adventuring quest?
Not quite. According to the stories that I've read, I myself haven't really adventured, but I have read of many. But as the tales go, it usually means going somewhere you haven't been to before, and then being scared shitless when you have no idea how to get home.
Well,
That sounds
If you
like a
wanna do that.
party at college. I'm an
I mean, there's got to
adventurer.
be something. Got to be something we can do around here.
We're not going out drinking. We're going on a quest.
So as you guys kind of sit and mill over what your next step for the day would be, you hear coming down from the mountain, you hear a cart kind of rambling, speeding down through the mountain. You can, I mean, and it's like rickety, so they're wooden carts, and it's like going as fast as the horse can pull it. So you can hear it like jostling. It's garnered enough attention that Tamara, upon hearing this, and Tommen are kind of headed outside to see what's going on.
Oh, see.
I'm gonna head
Yeah,
outside to watch.
I hear a commotion.
I rush towards it. Yeah.
As you guys get outside, you see in the back of this is the cart comes kind of to a sliding stop in front of you. Off jumps a male human. In back of the cart, you see two injured laying on their backs. One has a head wrap. One has their arm bandaged. Blood seeping, blood on the bandages, not seeping through, but there was definitely blood there. And a human with what looks like a bandage across his chest and a gash in his side. And as the person guiding the cart steps off, you hear, there's been a collapse at the mines. We need to get Hydor, we need to get some healing, and I guess we need to let that Atriel, that asshole, know. At this point, you see everyone except Atriel is coming out of their buildings. And I think right there is probably a good place to take a 15-minute break.
Excellent.
Cool.
All right.
So we will be back in give or take 10, 15 minutes. We will be right back into this. So we will see you in a minute. Welcome back, everybody. Before the break, a cart had just come barreling into town. Injured miners in the back. One miner yelling that there was an incident at the mine. Everyone has been coming out to lend a hand. Atriel just coming to his door. That's where we'll let you guys pick up.
I'm gonna head over to the cart and I'll ask the driver, like, what happened? And while I ask that, I'm gonna look over the two people and see how badly they're hurt. Like, are they at death's door or not?
They're hurt badly, but not dying.
Okay. Are they you said they were bandaged or something already? So
Yeah, it looks like just basic first aid.
okay. And there's two of them.
I'll sprint over right on with. Just
Yeah, I mean, I run over to the cart.
yeah.
As well.
Okay, so everyone is standing at the cart.
I walk slowly over to the cart.
That's acceptable.
So contrary.
Wouldn't your shoes.
A slight saunter.
Between the two, is any one of them more injured than the other?
The guy with the bandage on his chest is probably the worst off.
Okay. I'll cast Healing Word on him.
Okay. Roll the healing for that then.
Doke. He gets 5 hit points.
Okay. You begin to see the bandage kind of shift a little bit as parts of the parts of the wound begin to like kind of stitch themselves together, the skin healing at a rapid pace, pulling together. You notice some pain from actually the healing process. But as soon as the movement begins to subside and the wound, begins to start to close, you can see the pain subside on the man's face.
Okay.
I'll bend down to the one that was just healed, and
What did this to you?
I don't know. I really don't know. I heard some screams, and when I turned around, I got smacked.
Are there more injured back where you came from?
I think so. I think quite a few, but I'm not sure.
Jaeger pops up and looks at the party and says,
We have to go. We have to go right now.
I agree. Yeah.
I looked down at Tala and I just said, you wanted adventure.
I thought it'd be like 2 wolves or something we had to scare off at first, but this is a bit. All right, I got this. Okay.
Oh,
How far off's the inn from where we are? Like, can I go get my horse?
I mean, you're, I don't know, like 20 yards from the inn.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I just go grab my horse.
The person that got off the cart, now you can see a gash across their arm and across their leg, but they're otherwise mobile. If you're going back, take the cart. There may be more wounded. You see the 4 smiths and another the dwarf that was leading that was like commanding them hop in the back as well, as does Hydor. Right, if we're going, we're all gonna go and see what we can do. Hydor has a pouch like pack over his shoulder, and everybody's just kind of springing into action.
oh, when you said we need to go, you meant we needed to go help, not to go back and eat more food and drink.
My prime directive is to help the innocent. I cannot ignore this.
I don't know what a prime directive is, but
What if there's food and drink, but like at the cave? Okay, whatever. Let's just go help people. Come on. I'll pay for alcohol.
wow, what a good argument you make. I am so convinced.
Come on, chest piercer. We must go.
Anyone else, like the cart driver, have any information about what happened?
Nobody really seems to know. As far as the small group of people that were around you, nobody seems to know what happened. Somebody thinks it was a collapse. Other people think it was a monster. Somebody thinks it was many monsters. Nobody has a guaranteed answer for what it was.
Can I take a closer look at the wounds to see what hurt them? If it was gashes or bruising, crushing, etc.
Make a medicine check.
All right. Come on, go magic dice. 10.
No, you can't really. Just examining the wounds, you can't tell what it was.
All right.
There is dirt in the wounds, and there's not like a clear cut. You can tell whatever it was. It wasn't. It doesn't look like this was a blade. That's about as much as you can glean from what you're seeing there.
Cuts aren't clean, I tell everybody, and we should we can check this out. Well, I was planning on going up there anyways.
Yeah, well, we can get food on the way. Huh? Well, while we're there, or if there's beasts, we can turn them into food. Anyway, let's go. Who's carrying me? Someone?
I ran back and got my horse, and I like rise up and just like lift my more like upsy daisy.
Yeah.
Upsy daisy.
Can we drive the cart back over there?
Or please, that's what they were telling you before. Like, definitely take the cart.
Well then, let's get these two miners off the wagon bed and get them somewhere more comfortable. And there are some other Pudmidians nearby.
The women are kind of taking the men.
Okay.
You know, they kind of have control of the situation now. The mothers of the children that were there.
Gotcha. All right.
Pugnomites.
Yeah, sorry.
Pudmites?
Said Pugnomites. Go ahead.
Pudmissions.
I'll hop in the cart and we can ride on up. Anybody want to hop on cart with?
Mm-hmm.
Who's driving the cart?
I can do it.
Wait, hold on. I know how to drive a cart.
So you're hopping from the horse to the cart.
I'm hopping.
Listen, I can't explain it, but I feel like I have a pretty good grasp on driving this thing.
Wait, hold on. Are we all proficient with vehicles?
I was a farmer.
I'm proficient in land vehicles, yes.
Okay, yeah, me too.
I have no desire to drive this cart, but I will sit in the back comfortably.
I won't drive. Fine. I'll just stay on the horse. It's fine.
I'm just taking the horse too. That way, there's room in the cart in case we need to haul people back.
Yeah.
Jaeger can drive the cart.
So who's driving?
Me, Jaeger.
Okay. All right. As you start up, you lash at the horses that are pulling the cart. Make me an animal handling check. Are you proficient in animal handling?
No.
So make it a disadvantage.
Okay.
You know how to drive a cart. Handling a horse is different than just driving a cart.
Okay, so 11.
Okay.
And that's a natural 1.
Ooh. So you get in and you snap the reins and the horses jerk forward and then stop. And you just kind of tumble forward out of the driver's seat.
I forgot these horses are made of flesh. I can't drive these. I get in the back.
I'm pretty good with flesh. I can help.
Can I toss you to the cart?
You're going to have to throw me.
Athletics check. With advantage because he's willing and ready.
First.
We got 11 and a 10. I'm proficient in this.
Our group name.
Yeah, botched
right.
rolls. Wow. Well, now it's too late.
So Tullen.
So at 11.
Okay. You reach back and grab Tullen and kind of fling him. Distance-wise, you got it covered. However, accuracy leaves a little bit to be desired. So as you kind of come in a little bit steep there, Tullen, roll me a dexterity save to see if you can keep from tumbling off the cart.
Do I see how bad this throw is?
Yes, but you're not close enough to the front seat to grab him, if that's what you're...
Yeah.
19.
Oh!
How we die.
So Tullen, as Tullen realizes he's coming in a little too hot, he just kind of shifts his weight, and lands perfectly sitting in the cart. Like, boop.
Nimble, I like it.
If there's anything I can do, it's drive a cart.
This is again the best show I have seen. This is, I like this much better than Oh Hey in the morning.
Oh, hey, in the
Tolan's
morning.
literally the protagonist.
The overpowered protagonist. It takes him a little bit to like reach down and grab the reins, but he gets him up. Roll me an animal handling check, Tolan.
Please, I'm a little guy. 18.
Oh yeah, You just kind of snap. You just kind of look over your shoulder, and snap the reins, and they just take off up the path.
That's how you do it. All right, let's go.
Who's leading the charge? Which vehicle? Costo?
Is the road wide enough? I was just gonna like ride alongside.
Yeah, you can definitely do that. As you guys ride up, you see, what looks like part of the mouth of the mine has collapsed. You can't tell why, and it's not the whole thing. It's like the one side almost like fell in on itself. There's still more than enough room on the front though. But you see people have been brought out. There's like a medical stage, like a staging area outside. A couple of the miners who aren't injured are bandaging people with bits of shirt or cloth, or even some have what look like actual bandages. They're just really kind of triaging these people. You do notice off to the one side there are a couple bodies of people who have been covered in what looks like a light brown tarp. Each one covered individually, kind of lined up in a row.
Do we
like
oh, go ahead.
just instinctively Jaeger will hop out of the cart and try to engage with any relief efforts.
Are there any noticeable leaders? Is the foreman lady there?
You don't see the foreman, and it seems like everybody's going about their stuff like they just kind of like work. Everyone's like working an area almost. Like this guy, you have people pulling people out. You have people triaging. You're just kind of doing your thing as it happens to you.
Is there like the people that are buried? Like there are obviously people buried under rubble here.
You can't tell if there are people buried or not. All you see is like, it doesn't look like it fell in. Like if this is the post, it doesn't look like it fell in this way. It looks like the bottom kind of collapsed and it slid in this way.
Okay.
I suppose I will approach the. Is there someone that seems to be like keeping track of people, making sure people are getting out?
You don't notice anything like that at the moment. This seems like it's a very much a emergency relief effort. There's no like coordinated anything. This is like something bad happened. We're just getting through it.
Okay, I'll just approach a random worker then.
Okay.
I'm sorry. Were you going to say something?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
Go ahead.
no worries. As I approach, I'll ask, are there any more trapped down there?
I don't know. We've got the wounded out here. We're trying to make sure we don't lose any more, and I think Miriam's down in the mine still.
We'll have a look.
What? Say that again.
We'll have a look then.
All right. It's right over there. I hope don't go getting injured down there. We got enough.
I'll give him a nod and head towards the entrance to the mine, waiting for the others to join.
I'm gonna park the cart just like right up next to the wounded. Like, here you go. If you need any transport, I think we're planning on heading in to see if there's any more wounded.
All right. Thanks. We'll get them loaded and sent down now. Hydor has kind of embarked the cart, you noticed. And he's opening various like tinctures and small cases and rubbing salves on wounds. Nothing seems to have like an immediate healing effect. This is more like keep it from getting infected, kind of, just kind of doing what he can to help out.
It's like first aid, not like healing.
Yeah, this is first aid. This isn't surgery.
I would like to walk up to Cypher as we're like kind of posting up on the entrance to the cave, and just.
I don't think I caught your name before. I mean, I'd rather want to know your name if we're going into someplace dangerous.
Cypher.
So, good. You ready?
As ready as I'll ever be.
Everyone, let's go in.
Wait, we're going in? They don't want us to just close it? I can help close the rest of this and just close it off. We can do that easily.
We're trying to save people here, I believe.
Oh, I thought the people were here.
You're scared, chest observer. Stay outside.
No, I think you need my help. You are clearly not as strong as me.
I'm sorry. I hop off. I pull the horse up next to it. I hop off the horse, and then just like put my hand on like Kias's back, and I'm just like, "We're going in, and I can leave your bottle of wine at the saddlebags."
Oh, that is excellent idea. I
So just like pull the bottle of wine out of his back pocket and like put it in the saddlebag.
This is great. It keeps it safe. No worries from rocks getting it dirty or smashing it.
All right.
Priorities,
Now that we've
man,
secured the
priorities.
valuables.
In you go.
That was the most important part. Now the second most important part. Saving people. Let's go.
Okay.
I'm going to light my hand on fire with produce flame to provide some light.
Okay. It's not a very big flame because it's a very small hand. No, it gives enough
make it
light
little-
immediately around you. As you go in there, you can see torches and some braziers on the walls and on the floor. This is definitely like this isn't like a little mine. This is definitely like a project. It's probably 30 feet across, a good 10 feet high. As you're going in, there are people dragging people out. This is definitely a group application. Everybody's kind of doing what they can. As you go in, you notice that the front of the mine, whatever caused it to kind of collapse, didn't affect anything deeper in that you've seen so far.
Some sort of like, is that like, can I like do like just a straight wisdom check to know if that's like something that would happen naturally or if it was like caused? Because like if the rest of the mine didn't collapse, that kind of, I don't know if like.
Give me a investigation check.
Nat 20.
That's definitely, you can tell this wasn't natural. There was heavy like logs that kind of like framed and held up this part. One of them was splintered.
Okay.
So I mean, if this was natural, it was something like catastrophic, like a shift in the earth.
But it looks like there like something like
It looked like something smashed it. Yeah. This wasn't just
Gotcha.
like it got old and kind of crumbled in on itself slowly. This was like there was something cataclysmic that just blew this beam apart and buried it, and it happened today.
So that's I see that, and I just like as we like start to enter the cave, like through the rubble, I just kind of like look up, I see the beams, and I'm like, this wasn't an accident. Somebody definitely did this.
Does anyone have light? I can't see in the dark.
I grab a rock and I cast light on it and I toss it over to the Warforged.
Okay. What is the?
I'm on fire.
I'm on
It's got a
fire.
20-foot radius on it.
So it's 20 feet of dim light.
Yes.
Okay.
No, 20 feet of
bright
bright
light.
and an additional 20 feet of dim.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, 20 feet of bright light, 20 feet of dim light.
That glow rock's good for you for another hour.
I'll just hold that out in my hand with my crossbow slung over my shoulder.
Okay.
Kias is a little more elegant about it. He will cast light on his cane, like the tip of the cane, and just so he can
Gandalf
see
his
it well.
way through.
Yeah, he will Gandalf his way.
You shall not. Oh.
Everyone's so fancy around here. I'm just
So
a
do
fire.
you like shout pimp when you like pimp and it lights up?
Man.
I will have to bring a cane next time so I can physically do
Pimp
it.
cane.
I'll bring
Okay,
fire
so
next time.
in what order are you guys traversing this cave? Like, are you
I
guys
can
like
go
a
first.
line, like forging your way through?
I mean, personality wise, Costa would be in the front or towards the front. I'm like that's I'd shield up, like walking forward.
Okay.
I'll take second to last.
Okay.
Jaeger will take either second or third, depending on where Cypher wants to be.
Yeah, I'll be right behind Costo, kind of keeping a little spread out so we can have our eyes in multiple spots.
Can I be beside Casto because I'm a little small guy?
Sure. I mean, there's plenty of room. If you guys to go too deeper. I mean, you guys could even form a line, just kind of tread straight through. But
Kias would like to be directly behind the Metal Man, like very much making sure Metal Man is blocking him.
Okay, so we have Costo, Cypher, Jaeger, and then
I'll be 15 feet behind them.
okay.
and does that leave Tolan for the rear?
I'm beside
Costo.
Costo.
Yeah, Tullen's like at my side.
Oh, okay, so
It's a
Brave
squire. It's his squire all
Gotcha.
day.
I have a little shield. I take out my little shield.
Okay, you have a shield?
Yeah, I have a wooden shield.
A very small wooden shield.
Covers me pretty well.
I just like look down and I don't say it out loud, but in my mind, that's cute.
Technically, it's a coaster.
It was the lid to the bowl that had the mayonnaise.
I pull out my short bow for just in case.
Okay. Is
I
everyone
handle my sword.
ready to? Is everyone brandishing weapons, or are you just kind of sneaking your way through?
I'm brandishing my weapon yet.
You're still seeing people kind of less and less as you get deeper, but you're seeing people either like propped up on a rock or being pulled, up towards the surface. But as you kind of weave your way down into the cave, you the darkness becomes as the entrance fades behind you, the darkness really engulfs you. There's no light other than a torch every so often, just enough light for you to see from those torches. I mean, with your light sources, you can clearly see the immediate area around you. You can see that the mine stays pretty wide. Stays, give or take 20 feet. It narrows in places and widens, but it's generally around 20 feet. As you come down, you come to like a ledge, where you see the tops of quite a few ladders that, drop down. Are you guys going to follow the ladders?
Think so.
So like it's like the ladders are like going down like further in, like it's like a drop off.
Yeah. Like it's like a big tunnel, and then it almost looks like you can see from the ceiling that it like naturally was a cavern, and they like kind of squared the edge off, and now it's going down. You can see on the right hand side or the left hand side, you can see like a pulley system, and what looks like a small elevator. You can see that there's blood on, like they were dragging injured people out of that elevator towards the surface. So that elevator's probably, and it's not at the top.
So the elevator's down.
Yeah.
It's where an elevator would come up at.
Yeah, like it comes up, and where it like levels off, you can see like the drag of like a bloody drag.
This makes sense.
And how low is the drop again?
I mean, you walk right up to it. You haven't looked down. You want to look down and see?
Yes.
30
Yeah,
feet.
I walk up and look down.
About give or take 30 feet from what you can see at the bottom.
Okay.
these ladders aren't like a flimsy little ladder. Like these are like heavy duty, built in. They're not going anywhere.
Are there any chutes to go along with these ladders?
No chutes, just ladders.
Any snakes?
I'll follow them down.
Yeah, I just get on one of the ladders. I'm like, all right, well, guess down we go.
I look around. Is there a mechanism for bringing the elevator back up,
Like a button? No, it's a rope.
or rope to pull it up?
It looks like it's like a probably a pulley system elevator.
Okay.
So there looks like a rope that you could pull to bring it back up.
I reach for that. And
As
I'll hold
you
it.
make a strength check.
I was afraid you're gonna say that. Raw strength. Total 11.
Total 11. As you start to pull, you feel it give your way a little bit, but you can feel someone pulling in the opposite direction to keep it down there. Like, so it's
Hey,
like
guys.
they're pulling against you.
Hey guys, something strange. Pulling on this elevator, and someone's pulling on the other way.
There's probably someone trying to use it for like injured people.
Well, they want to come up, and I'm trying to help to pull them up, and they're trying to bring it down.
I don't know how this works.
The elevator's already down, so
They're trying to keep it down.
Might be down for a reason.
Well, I'm gonna take the elevator with not the elevator, the ladders with you guys, but let's be careful what's down there.
Cautiously.
Interesting. I go down quicker.
So you guys make your way down the ladders. At the bottom, you can see it was indeed two stout dwarfs holding the cord, like the rope to keep the elevator down, and they're loading injured people into the elevator.
Oh, okay. Much more benign than I thought.
Hey, was it you pulling on the elevator?
Yeah. Guess I should have shouted first, but
Right, well, I guess that means we're towing it back up then. And you see, as they load the last guy, these two dwarves really start sinking their weight and really pulling to get this elevator to head to the surface. Right, I guess you're from the town then. Ah, you sing at the tavern, yeah.
well, trying to be a part of the community.
Right, if you're looking for Miriam, she's deeper down. She's trying to get a handle on this mess.
Do you know what's going on? Like, was it just a cave-in, or was it?
I was working the surface when this all went down. Miriam would know better. Somebody said it was a monster. Somebody said it was a cave-in. I don't know.
Monster cave-in.
Thank you all the same, and stay safe.
Monster cave-in.
No reason it can't be both.
Right?
Porque no las dos.
So, I stay towards the front and just keep going further down in.
All right, we'll keep that same order. You're starting to see kind of the opposite effect from the surface. The deeper you head in, the more people you begin to see either propped up, wounded on the side, or ambulatory trying to help out. The air down here is damp. Not like there's not a lot of water, but it's definitely just a damp environment. And you can feel, Tullen, you'd be able to feel that as you're going in, it's not like a flat cut. You're like descending as you head down. You can see areas where there were tunnels that were intentionally collapsed on the sides, probably like offshoot tunnels to go chase veins or whatever. Whatever you do in a mine. I've never been in a mine.
I keep my eyes peeled while we're walking down here at this point because of the moisture, and I look around to see if there's any iron shrews by the description.
You don't see any real vegetation. You get the sense that this area is very well traveled, though. As you head deeper in, you begin to hear a female dwarf. You can hear her shouting orders, and you notice the floor seems to start to level out.
I head towards the shouting dwarf voice.
Maybe the foreman will know what's going on.
Right,
Let's go.
As you head down through, the tunnel makes a sharp bend. You begin to hear her more and more yelling, "Right, you guys, you gotta get that down. We gotta get this rock moved. We gotta get on the other side of it. You go over here. You get him and get him out of here." She's definitely take charge. Very, very loud. Everybody responds to her as you come into view. She is the person in charge here. You see what looks like you come into like what looks like a natural cavern, and it looks like one side of the cavern has kind of collapsed in and blocked the path to the it kind of blocked the whole section off.
Well, we're gonna head over to Miriam, and I just kind of like nudge the group in front of me. It's like, let's go talk to her from behind.
Hey, what's going on in here?
Right.
I just step forward.
What you lady? What are you here for? What are you
we're
lads
here
here
to
for? Well,
We're here to help.
what can you do?
What do you need us to do?
Well, we got men on the other side of that collapse, and I got to get it cleared out. I can't use explosives because I don't know where they are.
Is it like large boulders in the way, or is it like dirt piled up?
It's like a nice mixture of both.
Okay.
You see stone chunks, like part of the wall gave way, and then the earth behind that kind of shifted. But the way that it fell, it kind of like collapsed in from the side. So the roof didn't just drop. It kind of like slid in and blocked the whole way. You see, when she points, you can see there are dwarves with pickaxes and shovels clearing this section out. You gather that most of the people that were injured in the initial cave-in, or were trying to like come past it, because it wasn't like, doesn't look like it just dropped. It looked like it kind of like slid in on people.
So do they seem like they need help moving large objects at all? Like, is that something that they need help with?
Yeah,
or
they have
looking
to
for
dig
people?
this section out.
Okay. I will go ahead and use my Giant's Might ability. You guys watch as the metal pieces of Jaeger's body begin to unfold and expand as he grows to about 10 to 12 feet tall. And Jaeger will go over and start like palming these rocks and moving them out of the way.
I'm imagining like
That's new.
Like,
Holy shite! Why is everyone so tall?
I thought I was tall.
athletics. Would that be like an athletics check?
Just give me a straight strength check. How long does this
okay.
last? For 1 minute. Yeah, give me a straight
I have
strength check.
advantage.
Yeah, give me
Okay.
yeah.
Gotcha. Well, thank goodness I have advantage, because that's a 6. That's not much better. That's a 9. What in the world? Botched rolls.
Hashtag botch trolls.
As you get over there, you kind of take on like, you begin to shift in size. You move some of the smaller boulders, which would be harder for normal people to move, pretty easily. But you saddle up to one, and you're thinking, "Oh, I've got this." And as you just kind of squat down to move it, doesn't budge at all. And this boulder is, you're being what, 10 feet tall here?
Yeah, just about.
This thing comes up to like your chin, and you like just kind of get like a hold of it, and you can't get it to move.
Geez.
But you've cleared away enough rubble that the miners can get in towards this boulder. And as soon as you step away and begin to revert back down, they begin just hacking away at this thing.
I feel like they're working way harder and not smarter.
Well, I can work smarter.
Couldn't we just blow up this boulder and call it good?
Right, I don't know what my men are on the other side. I told you, we have explosives. We just can't use it because I don't know where they are.
Can we just yell over to them and be like, "Hey, get out the way"?
Go ahead, try to yell.
I could make a targeted explosion that won't disrupt too much.
It's solid stone. Go ahead and try.
You probably, everyone kind of wants to back away and maybe cover your ears.
Yep. If you got to back away and cover your ears, then it's not very targeted, is it?
It's loud. It's really loud, is why.
Oh. Good luck.
I'm gonna go up to the boulder.
Okay.
I'm gonna maneuver myself. Could I get myself to where I'm pointing outward, I would push the boulder to the side, to our side?
Yeah, if you can give them enough direction that they would you can't push it out back towards the party, but you could push it into one of the walls.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, they can dig out enough room to you could kind of sort of angle it that way.
Yeah. I'm going to put my hands up and I'm going to cast Thunder Wave.
Ooh.
Once everyone's a bit out of the way.
Okay.
So, let's see. Yeah.
So that's at con saves with the
Yeah.
stone does not succeed in a con save.
Yeah.
So as you see this, you see Tullen kind of get up, put his hands up. You hear this loud boom, and you look as this rock shifts. It doesn't shift the full 10 feet, but it moved about 5 feet. And seeing this rock, it is massive. It's probably the face of it, although it's only 5 feet across, it's probably 15 feet deep, and it just slid just ever so slightly enough. Peering down through, you can see that it made just enough of a tunnel that you can probably work your way through and not die.
All right. That worked. So, come on, let's go.
I lean over to the foreman lady, Miriam, is it? I ask her, so what caused the cave-in? Do you know?
Right, no, I don't. I'm just down here trying to get my guys out.
All right.
I've never
Just wanna know
seen...
we're getting our heads stuck in.
I can't think of anything in here that would cause a collapse this big.
Strange. Okay, well, we'll find out for you and try to get your men out of there.
So she says that, and I'm just standing there, also just kind of dumbfounded. I just watched a 3-foot person push a 20-foot rock, but I look at her. I'm like, can you think of
Magic.
Can you think of something not in here that could cause a cave in this big?
Right, giants, dragons, gods.
Good. All the things that okay, perfect.
I don't know how they get down here, but
Through the hole, I guess.
right, I don't know. You, and she points at a handful of men. You finish clearing this. You come with me. We're gonna go see what we can find. And they barrel through the hole that Tullen made. And they're moving.
Go in. Come on, everybody. Let's go.
Professionals.
Follow right behind.
Jaeger will once again turn to Cypher and just say,
I'm halfway convinced that this little druid is a god in mortal form.
I would be quite surprised.
I'm very surprised.
Tolan just starts running through after the miners.
Pretty sure Tolan's just like the protagonist in an isekai anime where he just has all the levels maxed out from the very beginning and he's just breezing through.
I mean, yeah, it's Tolan runs through the hole, and I'm just in my mind, I can't let my little buddy go, and then I just run through.
Yeah.
Nobody where you going?
Charging.
Follow right behind them.
Yeah.
As you guys head through, coming out the other side, Tolan fits no problem, but the taller of you in the group have to kind of duck down. As you go through, Kies, a piece of mud falls down and lands right on your shoulder. Just
This is
smears
awful.
down.
I will stop when I get on the other side and prestidigitation the mud off. Like they can get a little ahead, and I will catch up.
As you guys keep moving, Kies just stops and is like, Leonard, you almost run into him. He just, all the mud just comes pulling out and just clumps on the floor. And
That was awful. If we had just blown it all up, then it would have been less dirty.
I look up to see if there was any particular source to the mud that clopped on him. It was just
it's just a piece
stuff
of dirt
off.
that just slid off something and onto Kies.
You're gonna have to, roll with this sort of thing because we're in a dirty cave.
As it comes out, you can see there are some of the bodies of two miners that are slumped against the wall. They are not moving or breathing, it seems like.
I go take a closer look at them to see if they are alive or just unconscious or dead. Sorry.
They're dead. I'm not even gonna have you make a check. They're cold at this point.
Yikes.
That's unfortunate. This is an adventure, Kiss.
Yes, and I poke them with my cane. Just a little poke.
As you poke one, it kind of slumps over. Like you poke it and the body just kind of slumps over onto the ground.
Yes, see, that is a medicine check. That one is dead.
Jaeger just lightly grips Keese's hand as he's poking the body and just
Don't disgrace the dead.
I wasn't disgraced. I was seeing if it was dead. Now we know. Now don't disgrace the dead. Step
I
one.
feel disgraced.
I just shake my head and I lean down to I'm drinking his wine if we get out of here.
You're gonna have to make a stealth check to see if you didn't hear that.
I don't even care if he hears it. I'll make it anyway.
Can I
roll at disadvantage on purpose?
Yes.
Can I distract him by throwing dirt onto his clothes?
No, this has got to come straight.
Can I throw dirt on his clothes anyway?
After the he
It's a
hears you.
4.
You
Perfect.
hear him very. It echoes in the cave and sounds louder than when it came out of his mouth.
Excellent.
You didn't even like the wine.
And mud.
Right in the center of his chest. Bloop.
Well, at least the center is already brown. So it's a little closer. Prestidigitation.
You better watch yourself. I can make you smell like a skunk.
Easy, guys.
Magical powers.
Let's focus on the task at hand. We got people.
Yeah, let's
dying
prevent some future corpses, please.
But this is so much more fun, and I just toss some more sand at him.
Don't disgrace the dead. You're throwing mud in front of them.
Let's hope more haven't died already.
We're in an active crisis. Come on.
Brooding.
Oh, right. Dead people got it.
For such an elegant person, you have terrible manners.
Wait, which person has terrible manners?
You.
Me? No, no. I want to go save the people. You want to play in the mud like child.
I'm just gonna run. Let's go.
Yeah, I'm following. I'm
See,
following Clark's
talk
route.
about this later.
All right, so as you guys head down through, are you guys just like sprinting down through, or are you like taking your time, seeing what's what?
Light
I feel
jog.
like not rush it. Maybe
Quick
we-
How far ahead did Miriam
pace.
get?
Say again, Kevin.
How far ahead did Miriam get?
Oh, you don't see her at all, or the other dwarves.
Are they still back there?
They're ahead of you.
They went ahead of us.
Oh, they're ahead of us.
Miriam
oh,
and two dwarves like sprinted through that tunnel, like they're on their way to whatever the problem was.
We've got to make sure Miriam doesn't
yeah, let's
fall to the same fate.
give chase.
I'm about with running.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah,
Gotta
that's
keep
awesome.
up with him.
little
Um,
cardio can't hurt.
Yeah, you guys sprint. Are you guys like just like moving with a purpose? Or you guys like running?
Moving with a purpose, I think.
Okay.
For me, at least.
Yeah, I mean, I would collapsing mine with a purpose than dead ass sprint.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody roll me a dexterity save.
Uh-oh.
I don't do that good.
Is this something that I can see?
Nope.
14.
No. Okay.
9.
19.
15.
So who had below 10?
Kias had a 4.
Oh, I got an 8.
Okay. As you guys are hurrying through this, the three of you, as you step forward, the floor suddenly becomes very smooth, and the three of you slip and like wipe out and slide into the wall as the cave makes like a gentle bend. You don't take any damage, but you guys are moving with a purpose. You guys are like, kind of jogging through this, and you guys just misstep. But you notice the floor is smooth. What was a dirt floor in this section is now smooth.
Is it stone smooth or is it a different material?
Make an investigation check to see what it is. It's not stone. You can tell it's very clearly not stone.
19.
Okay. It's like a glassy almost, but it's not like if you bang it, it's not glass. It's not like fragile like glass, but it looks like a glassy, clear, viscous. It was like a viscous substance put down and hardened into like a glass.
Ooh.
Interesting. Okay. Do I know anything? Yeah. Do I know anything else about that? Like, or is it just it's just some substance that they put down? Like, it looks like it's on purpose. Obviously, yeah.
Yeah, if you look, you can see that it kind of snakes its way down the hall, almost like it was left behind something.
Gotcha. Okay.
I just want to make mention that Jaeger would have helped Keys up from falling.
See, this is not disgracing the dead. You are a good man.
I get up, trip again, and then get up again. I'm fine. It's a little slippery. Got it.
Yeah, it's
Small legs.
It's not slippery because the substance itself is. It's like that part was damp and moist and had like that layer of wet on top of it.
Just means some monster is drooling on us from above.
Not necessarily.
All constant.
It's like what I glean from that investigation check. I share with the group as far as like, this looks like a trail of something left. This isn't.
You
this
can
isn't
see
natural.
where it ended. Not like, because it looks like it goes deeper in. But where it ended, it looked like someone like broke the end of it off, like mined it and like broke chunks of it off. So it's not like a hard cut or like it didn't like appear from the wall. It was like somebody like broke whatever the end of that was.
Gotcha.
So we're going up against a slip and slide monster.
Oh, this is the chute to go with the ladder.
Oh, yes, we did it.
Done. You win.
We won the game now, right?
We've beaten your shoots and ladders puzzle. So it's gonna get right back to like moving.
Yeah, straight back down the.
All right. So you guys are headed down. You, now that you've seen it, notice that this trail kind of meanders back and forth across the passageway. But wherever this path is, it looks like it's been just kind of cleared, and it has this nice slick path. As you continue forward, though, you begin to hear Miriam shouting. You can hear what sounds like pickaxes banging against something.
Is it like distressed shouting, or is it like the orders from before?
It's order. You can tell it's definitely orders that she's shouting, but it's much more. It's not distressed. It's much more commanding. You know, like something is going on. As you round the corner to like the last, it's a sharp kind of bend. The room opens up, and in that room you see Miriam. You see the remains of a small bullet. The creature bullet. It is on its side. It has two big, large gashes in it. And now you see one of the two dwarves that was with Miriam, and a couple other humans and dwarves kind of scattered around the side. They look like they have a big, randomly on their body, they have like a big, they look like they were hit with your Morning Star.
Okay.
So Miriam has a pickaxe in one hand, and what looks like a hand-sized hammer, like a dwarven hammer. In her other hand, there's a dwarf on the right-hand side that is wielding his pickaxe. Definitely not used to fighting with it. Miriam looks like she's been in a fight or two. Now this is about 100 yards from you. This is a pretty big cavern. You see some vegetation in this cavern. This is definitely a natural cavern. And there's no tunnel leading out. It's like they broke into this. But facing down Miriam, you see a large snail with a very rainbow-colored shell. And what looks like 8 tentacles coming off of it, each headed in what almost looks like Costo's Morning Star. And that is where we will pick up next week.
No, you suck so hard.
No.
That's beautiful and terrifying at the same time.
Oh my god.
I want to kill the rainbow flail.
Next week we will have just a heads up for everyone watching at home. Next week we will have our 7th and final player joining us. She will make an amazing entrance that I already have planned. But we should not have internet problems next week unless someone drives into the same. They hit a telephone pole and that like box that everyone's cable routes into and took them both out.
Botched rolls.
And their pickup truck. So there's.
My God.
Yeah, at least
They rolled a 1.
Yeah, they rolled a 1 in driving straight. But that was the cause of our delay today for everyone who doesn't know. But we will be back next Sunday at 6 o'clock with our episode 2, which I'm sure Tullen will name at some point. yeah, catch us here or stop into our Discord. We're always in Discord ready to chat. I shouldn't say always. Someone is always in Discord ready to chat. One of us at some point will be there. So, but we want to thank you guys for hanging out, and it's been a pleasure. And we hope to see you on Sunday.
See you, everybody.
So yeah.
Bye.
Good
Thanks for
night.
coming.